win at in recent times. Can they do it today? Centre square infringement right off the bat. And it's going to be a free kick to the Saints. Be taken by Peter Everett. What an anticlimax. They didn't bounce the footy. Inside the 50, off hands, Gavin Mitchell. 35 metres out goes Goldwood. And I think he's got it. What a start. Geelong haven't touched the footy.
Yeah, just a start. St Kilda certainly needed to put some added pressure on this Geelong team. No doubt they'll come out pretty fired up, as we see Bradshaw remonstrating there with Gavin Mitchell. What a crumbing goal that was. Just goes to show the stupidity of giving away a free kick at the start of a game where you can control the situation. Geelong, no doubt, overzealous in their approach to the game. Gary Hocking has started the game in their forward 50. He's such an important player. Wouldn't be see him too long in the forward 50 at all.
Not a good start by Bradshaw, playing his 100th game with his opponent Mitchell, kicking the first goal. Again, the Saints into attack. They are very good, St Kilda. And this is a very, very strong mark. Has been taken by Joe Mclaren, who this year has averaged 6 marks a game.
Why did we pick Geelong?
They are kicking with a strong freeze.
That's okay.
Joe Mclaren, one of the big improvers under Tim Watson this year. He's played mainly in the forward line, and marking has been a strength. Surprise packet, in fact, for St Kilda. 50 metres out with a breeze behind him. Drills it.
Yeah, terrific start there by the St Kilda team. And this young player, Joe Mclaren, has certainly added an extra dimension to the St Kilda forward line structure. He's very mobile, very quick on a lead. He does pick up the flight of the ball exceptionally early, and he has been an important player. That's his 11th goal for the season. More importantly, he's taken 51 marks now for this stage of the season. Interesting matchup in midfield. Riccardi is actually picking up Harvey, and that'll be an interesting duel as the day unfolds.
What a start. The Cats haven't touched the ball yet. An indication of the breeze. 2 goals to none. Everett favoured by the bounce, although he had to wait. Fell at his feet eventually. Socket off the ground by Harvey out towards the wing. Hodgson. The Cats need a possession just to steady their nerves. They can't get one. Yes, they can. Riccardi does nicely. Slips it away. And the kick comes down towards half forward. Elliott's in the road, takes the mark. That kick came in from Clark. Elliott's away. Boots it back towards midfield. Hayes feeds it out wide. This is the run of Thompson. Left half forward. High ball. Going back is Graham, judged at best, takes the mark. Does need to settle. Graham punches the ball low into the breeze. Milburn has it right half back. So a false step to start, and suddenly Geelong under pressure. It may have been a missed assignment. Someone looking for a matchup just lost their head. Too many in the square from the start. On the outer side, St Kilda ball. Mark was paid. Hodgson to take the kick out there. Saints lead it by 12 points. Hodgson probing kick back towards the attacking 50. Scholl did well. Timely fist. Riccardi gathers the crumb, storms away from half-back, kicks it down towards half-forward. Elliott from behind. Clever mark, a contender for the Cadbury mark of the year. Juggled that one nicely. Up early, brought it down under control. Goes in short. This is Spider Everett.
Well, Tim Elliott, a big improver also. Played so well in the Ansett Cup. Here he is, speak of the devil. Inside the centre square, feeds the ball off, crunched. Harvey's gone down, he's got a crook shoulder as well. Everett pumps the ball inside 50. Here comes Hall, he's got it. Playing in front of McGrath. The mark has to be paid.
Definitely played on.
And you mentioned Robert Harvey before the start of the game, Mick, that he got a heavy crunch on that shoulder. It's a little bit suspect. 50-metre penalty, so big bad bustling Barry Hall. Kicked 4 goals last game and 5 the week before.
What about the test Harvey got? Not once but twice.
And coming on is Michael Mansfield, and going off is Paul Lynch as Barry Hall kicks a goal.
Yeah, without a doubt, KB, the Geelong team is certainly rattled at this stage. They're trying to play the physical stakes when they should be channeling their energies and all their endeavours towards the ball. This St Kilda team is certainly a promising outfit, and they really attack the ball. But Aussie, down to you. You got the Geelong bench.
Yeah, Tristan Lynch, Liam Pickering, Scott Bamford and Paul Lynch, who's, as you said, just been replaced by Michael Mansfield.
Bad start for the Cats. Needing some confidence. This is hardly the way to get it. Umpires today, Howlett, Kennedy and James, plenty of experience there. Everett knocks it down, Hocking knocks it back, Everett looping hand pass over the top, Jones alongside the centre circle, kicks it down towards half forward, reaching over the top low. Now advantage will be paid. The umpire taking it upon himself to see that had favoured the Cats. Arnott kicking down towards half forward, loose ball at the back, taken by Young, gets it away to Jones, forward of half back. Blanketed by Clark, ricochets across to Hocking. Reading it very well was Jones, played it brilliantly, deftly, knocked it on to Harvey. Harvey goes inside the 50, well, not required because Hall marked it right on the line, storming up the ground, took the mark, comes back to Jones, and he's made a start. Aussie Jones right on the 50. They've got the breeze and they've constantly had the football, St Kilda. 18 points to nothing. Saturday football on 7 from Shell Stadium. So Aussie Jones. Well, finally, a blemish for the Saints. Aussie puts it out of bounds on the foot.
And it's interesting, they've certainly controlled this initial stages of the first quarter, Dennis. It's been 6 entries into their forward 50 to Geelong 0. Mansfield come off the interchange bench. He's gone forward alongside Mensch and also Mooney. They certainly need more impetus through their midfield.
Saints by 18 points go very short from Scholl. Finds Graham in the back pocket. We know he's a thumping kick, so it's a transfer of play out wide. Beautiful kick finds Milburn. Such a star in the first 5 games. Still averaging 21 possessions a game. Finds Barnes. There was some doubt that maybe Barnes wasn't going to play today for the running Scholl. Maybe gaining a bit of confidence. Had the first goal kicked on him, and Raleigh puts up those long arms. One of their best youngsters last year, their best first-year player, struggled to really find his spot this year to Sanderson from centre wing, pumps the ball. First time they've been inside 50, caught from behind was Mooney. Peckett, ever reliable, tied up, caught by Snell, still good enough to get the ball away to Spider Everett, rockets the ball out towards Hutchton. Kilpatrick had it, dragged to the ground, Barnes some great tackling in close, Hutchton had it again, dispossessed, kicked off the ground by Kilpatrick. Young hangs back, plays the loose man, does it well, and wobbles the kick forward, and Hutchton's got it. Inside the centre square, Francis has had a great season with the Saints, pumps the ball along, Stewie Lowe in front, got a shove out from Graham. They looking for a crummer inside 50, St Kilda, just shoveled out by Stewie Lowe, and the free kick will go to the Cats. Taken by Milburn, wastes no time, gives it across to Sanderson. Whistle's gone, they'll bring it back.
A little suspect this. Improvising in an awkward situation. Scholl up towards midfield. McGrath on his chest, told to play on now, play on call. Hand pass comes across to Sanderson in trouble. Saints swoop, this is Hayes. Short kick, very short. Brown decides to play on it, may have been touched. He kicks from 40, touched right on the line by Milburn. Well, he did very well. Darren Milburn running with the flight of that ball. Low trajectory kick. He was at full stretch, right on the line, fingertips to it. Aussie, what about the Saints?
Healy, Carr, Chionides and Walton on the bench for the Saints, Dennis.
Saints by 19 points. That was expected. Very strong breeze down here at Shell Stadium. Graham still good enough to make the back edge of the centre square. Everett, big fist away, front of the pack. Overrun that time by Hayes. Still 55 metres out from the Cats' goal. Taken away by Harvey. Goes short and finds Joe Mclaren. So Joe Mclaren has already kicked a goal. Very lively player from Warrnambool, now playing his 4th season with the Saints. This will be a great start for the youngster. This time he looks like he's off target and out of bounds on the full. Timmy Watson be very happy with this opening burst by his side. Had a disastrous start to the season, being flogged by Brisbane, but since then have really picked up their game. You see there St Kilda 10 times to 1 inside 50. Barnes the high flyer. Speed paid the mark. He's on the half-back flank. Caught in two minds, wanted to transfer the play, goes short. So the Cats up to the half-forward line. Mooney, important for him to play well today. He's just been below his recent best, does well. Finds Hocking, too much carry on the ball. Riccardi playing on Harvey, inside 50, 45 metres out. Hits the post.
Yeah, no doubt Gary Ayres has used Peter Riccardi, trying to push forward against Robert Harvey and try to be a goal kicker as well as negating the influence of Robert Harvey. Not a bad matchup at the early stages of the game. It'll be interesting to see whether Riccardi's got the endurance to keep with that man on screen.
Young to himself, breaks away. Grandstand side, pinpoints it to Hall. He's at right half back. Peckett on for the short one. Demanding it and gets it. So Peckett now running it up towards the wing, kicking down towards half forward. Too high, favoured the defender. Graham goes back and claims it. He's at left half back. Graham, normally a thumping kick, but thinking about a short pass at the moment. Barking the instructions. He drives it towards the wing. Minch comes on a lead. Elliott timely fist. All Saints camped in front. Bundled out of it was Hayes unceremoniously. He's going to get a free kick in the back.
Yeah, numbers just at the ball against Hocking. Certainly was in the back to Hayes. He was the player playing the ball and rightfully got rewarded the free kick.
Lenny Hayes down towards half forward. Fisted away by the defence once more. Geelong taking a while to clear the zone. Eventually Kilpatrick to Burns. That's holding the ball. Well, two umpires, both about 20 metres from it. One thought yes, one thought no.
Yeah, it was interesting, Dennis, wasn't it? The one who was actually in control of the game said no.
Brown across ground. It was half smothered. Kilpatrick, the hand pass. Having to wait, Sanderson played it pretty well. In fact, it was Arnott, gave it to Bizzle. Bizzle drives down towards half forward, intended for Snell, but out of bounds on the full.
Saints by 18 points. Matthew Young been so good since coming across from Hawthorn. Expected maximum today 18, and that's the current temperature. So spot on for football at Shell Stadium. Young pumps the ball back towards centre half forward. Elliott in front. Again, too much carry taken away by McGrath's got the job playing on Barry Hall. He's been pretty dangerous in this first quarter. Peckett good enough to get his kick away. Again, taken away this time by Mclaren, who's been a handy player. Here he comes. Big, bad, bustling Barry Hall. 45 metres out, and he has kicked it. Well, he's a man mountain at the moment, Mick. He is running all over the ground and is a focal point. He took a mark before here on the half-back flank.
Yeah, and you mentioned that word, run, KB. He was a player then when Peckett had the ball. He was basically along the line of the centre square, but he charged across to this side of the ground. Magnificent running ability there by Barry Hall. Great ball control to get the ball into his hands, but also to balance himself and kicked accurately for goal. He's second.
Worrying times for Gary Ayres. Barry Hall, not always a renowned goal kicker, but certainly in recent weeks has been doing that. 12 goals in their last 3 games, 2 in the opening term here. Francis in trouble. Eventually manages to slap it out. Thompson slips over on one knee, coughed it up. Coming through is Milburn, looping hand pass. Hocking has it, well shepherded, but gives it away. Barely went the 10 metres. Elliott across half back for the Saints. Goes for distance. Back towards half forward. Low the target. Finds it on the ground. Another interesting hand pass. Bizzle taken front on. Comes to Kilpatrick. Slips it away. Graham miscues. It bounces down towards half forward. Mooney feeds it to Burns. Here's trouble for the Saints. Ronnie Burns goes for home. Goal for the Cats. It's taken a while.
Yeah, you sort of sense that Geelong team have really got to run the ball. There's players with that leg speed in Burns. Good hands in close here by Bizzle. He got his hands free. That was the most important thing. Good awareness there by Kilpatrick. Poor kick by Graham, but it was Mooney that really come and attacked the footy that was bouncing everywhere. Burns was there for the overlap, and that is terrific conversion. Could have ran closer towards goal, but had the confidence in his own ability to push forward and kick accurately for goal. A much-needed one for the Cats.
Such an important player, Ronnie Burns, and on a windy day, he's crumbing. could play an important part. He's got Nathan Burke to beat, skipper for the Saints. All tied up still on the front edge of the centre square. And they'll ball it up. Robert Harvey. Peter Riccardi, his minder today. 25 plays 7. Everett beaten that time by Barnes. Tapped on by Arnott. Arnott showed courage, diving on top of the ball. Mitchell in there also for the Saints. Again, a ball up.
I think also interesting enough to make mention that the St Kilda team aren't messing around with the ball with this wind assistancy that they've got. They certainly are kicking the ball long and direct towards their key forwards, not mucking around with handball.
But they're not just blasting it away, Mick. They're actually kicking the ball to some sort of advantage. Clark, just in his second game. Son of the famous Clark, David Clark, for the catch. Here's Burns again, has pounced on it. Ronnie Burns, 45 metres out and closing. It's off target. Through for a behind. But he looks dangerous, Dennis.
Yep.
Once again, he sort of probably could have ran a bit further forward, Dennis, and could have made Burke commit himself towards a tackler. Inside the corridor was Gary Hocking, who was there to assist. May could have ran and used him on the way through.
Probably had too much time to think. Very much an instinctive player. Here's Burke. We saw Paul Lynch moments ago. He's had a wretched run with injury. Coming away is Young, running it up towards centre half back. He kicks to the wing. Mclaren is there, almost a clever mark too. Swooping hard was Jones. Scholl in the opposite direction, controlled it pretty well. Taken high was Riccardi.
Yeah, good line. Eyes only for the ball at ground level. Certainly didn't take his eyes off the ball. Terrific stuff there by Riccardi. Also Scholl, the way he attacked the ball was good.
Short to Mensch, to Clark. Probing kick inside the 50. Coming through is Young, juggled attempt at the mark. Snell spins out of trouble, but meantime there's a whistle off the ball. And Matthew Young was taken over the shoulder. 25 plays out. The Saints by 17 points. Just under 9 minutes till quarter time. They're kicking on the breeze, but they've been the dominant force so far. Mitchell goes after it, played it brilliantly on his knees. Feeds Hodgson. Hodgson trying to be too precise. Hall missed it completely. Now Wally gets back.
From the half-back line, just chips it short and finds McGrath. The half-back flank goes short to Hocking. Buddha Hocking. Still on the back edge of the centre square. Victorian captain sharing the ball around to Barnes. So they've set up some loose play. Again taken by Raleigh inside the centre square. Short to Mensch. To Clark under pressure. It was a poor handball. The whistle's gone. It's coming back to Mensch.
Blood rule, I think it is, KB. The reason why the ball was stopped. Yep, there's Young, who's got blood coming from his nose. But that's a better build-up by the Geelong team. They just actually tried to get numbers free and they chipped the ball. And that's what you've got to do into the wind. Try to control the ball, get your runners, your Clarks, your Boons, who've got noted leg speed. Riccardi through that bar to the ground to be the overlapping players. And all of a sudden you can get the ball deep into your forward line. That's where Mooney and also Mensch may be the marking targets.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Mick, that they're using against the breeze a little bit smarter early days. They weren't dropping the ball with that care needed, because it is a 3 or 4 goal breeze they're kicking into at the moment, Geelong.
Well, he's too far out to score. He's booted 18 goals for the season. It's interesting to see Stewie Lowe up there in the goal square. So they flood their back line. Here's Wakelin over the top, couldn't take it. Mitchell gave the ball off to Nathan Burke, gives it across the car, has just come onto the ground, chips it short and finds Elliott. It's been a big bonus for the Saints. Here's the running machine, Harvey, averaging 28 possessions a game, inside 50, Hall in front, may have been hung on to that time by McGrath, who around the corner, heads back, and here's a great mark being taken by Lenny Hayes. It wasn't paid. Back to Harvey, loves to be the playmaker to set it up and finds Big Spider. Well, he's booted 4 goals for the season, arguably the best ruckman in Australia. He's a gun player. Originally from Hastings, wearing the number 10. Another famous number 10 from Hastings, John Coleman. Spider Everett, can he kick as straight as Coleman? He's off target, through for a behind.
Interesting kicking style, that one. One giant step for mankind. He really went after the footy. Timmy Watson, 37 years of age, a veteran of 307 AFL games. Ben Graham's got the ball. St Kilda have the lead. 26-8. There's McGrath. His kicking out of defence has been poor. Riccardi has been busy in the back pocket. Beckons a teammate closer, pops it over the top, taken by Sanderson. Sanderson towards the middle, too tall for Raleigh. Burns needed to go and did. Comes back to Raleigh. They get away with it to Graham. Graham kicking down towards half-foot, intended for Mooney, missed it. Snell a half chance at the back, awkward bounce. Carr is with him. Now Mansfield, a left footer on the outside, should have got the ball. Carr dives on top of it. Still Carr, well played. Hand passes it back to Hodgson. They had a chance there. Didn't think it out too well. Hodgson chips back towards Harvey. Riccardi came hard, knocked it down. Close to the boundary line, kept alive by Peckett, well played. The hand pass, though, not good. Milburn arrived. Clark falling to the ground to Graham. Gets past Harvey. Ricochets off Jones, back towards the middle. Peckett stood his ground, picked up by Brown. Hand pass to Francis. Unloads inside the 50. The bustling one was up. Ball loose at the back. Raleigh leads back in the race. Well ambitious, but he got away. Throws it on the boot. Spider's got it outside the 50. Thought about it. Likes his chances. Kicks long. Magnificent effort from there, Spider. I think he's got a goal. How about that?
Yeah, one end of the ground, there was indecision, and that probably typifies the way Mansfield is approaching this footy at this stage. Between him and Snell, they certainly nuffed it up when they could have gained possession in their forward part of the ground. All of a sudden a turnover was created. The Saints got the ball forward. Haphazard kick out of defence there by Raleigh. Straight to Everett. Had Aussie Jones free, but decided to kick a goal and kicked accurately.
Here's Tim Elliott coming off the ground for St Kilda under the blood rule. Healy to come back onto the ground. And Matthew Young has also come back onto the ground for Carr. So Healy on the ground, his best performance last year, 6 goals against the West Coast Eagles. So a handy player to bring off the bench. Spider in the ruck work against Barnes. Taken away by Thompson, has the kick half smothered. They're good in close, the Saints. Kilpatrick, short kick, finds Mansfield. Looking for some confidence. The All-Australian in the reserves last game, looking for Mensch. Pushed out of the way that time by Hodgson. Mooney also bustled out by Wakeland. A chance for Riccardi. Tries to paddle the ball along. They pile on top. A ball up. 45 metres out from the Cats' goal.
Interesting, it's creeping more and more into the game, isn't it? The hands in the back is the first motion to mark.
Well, the umpires have been made well aware of it, Dennis, by the Rules Committee. Everett, shark that time. There's a chance. Mensch gives it across the barn. Should kick a goal. Couple on his left boot. Lucks of fortune. Snell's got it.
Yeah, you called it, KB. Luck was a fortune. Barnes probably should have just kicked accurately for goal with his right foot, or even just drew the ball by hand to that man on screen in Snell. As we see here, no doubt a set play. Barnes peeled off the contest. Let Mooney do the actual ruck work. Barnes pushed forward. He became the free agent on the way through. There's the player that was unopposed, Snell, in the goal square for Geelong. Barnes decided to come inside on his left side. Lucks of fortune. The Cats kick their second.
So Geelong, their second goal. Degree of difficulty 10. 5-2 to 2-2. Bounces to Hocking. Fumbles initially. Throws it now on the boot down towards half forward. They're looking better. Mooney to Mansfield. He's a natural left footer. Comes back onto the left foot. Kicks it straight into Wakeland. Chance for Burke. Does the pirouette. Kicks it high back towards the wing. Then Bizzle does nicely. Clint Bizzle to the middle and Hocking. Hocking plays it back to Scholl. Scholl across Shell Stadium to Sanderson. Sanderson from half back. Graham needs to go. Stewie in strongly.
Yeah, good mark. Good strength in front of his eyes. Didn't take his eyes off the ball. Good pressure also there by Stewie Lowe.
Was a good mark, Mick, but a very risky kick by Sanderson. Too short.
When you try and spoil, you've got to follow through. Milburn was up. Mansfield gets it away to Riccardi. 60 metres out. Paul Riccardi. Floater, they'll contest, or rather Peter Riccardi, they contest about 15 metres out. It comes to Barnes. Barnes, I think he spotted the man in the opposite pocket, Joel. and popped it across to him. So Brad Scholl now will shoot at goal from about 15 metres out.
Yeah, good call, Dennis. No doubt Barnes seen Scholl push forward and was free about 15 metres from goal. Gave the ball enough air time so Scholl could run onto the ball. Very important kick, knowing there's only 3 or 4 minutes to go before quarter time.
So Scholl kicks and kicks truly. So the margin is back to just 12 points.
Yeah, and Aussie made a valid point in the set-up out of defence. It's very important you don't kick short to 50-50 contest. But Graham was equal to the task to take a solid mark. But here's the positioning of Barnes. Good spot there. There's no doubt he's seen Scholl pushing forward. The execution wasn't probably spot on. Certainly was there to give Scholl a chance to mark the ball unopposed, but more importantly to go back and kick a goal.
Some good signs here for the Cats. They trail only 12 points. Scholl kicking goal in his 100th game. Thumped forward that time by Barnes. The confidence is rising. Riccardi's been very good. Pumps the ball back. Mooney's got it.
Okay, but it's interesting to have a look at the forward structure for Geelong. Most players, their 6 forwards are up around the 50-metre arc, hoping that one of their midfielders will be on the burst, as in Riccardi on that situation. And it's easy for the forwards to actually go back and still watch the ball rather than the defender to do both, watch their opponent and the ball, hence the Mooney mark.
Mooney from point-blank range nails it.
Yeah, terrific effort this by the Geelong team. They appear to match up exceptionally well against the St Kilda team. In the 90s, these teams have played on 14 occasions. It's been 9-5. There's Riccardi on the burst. He's had a terrific first quarter. 8 possessions. Of course, he's playing on Harvey. Harvey hasn't had an enormous impact in the game at this stage. Riccardi's certainly doing the job for the Cats, and is what Gary Ayres has asked of him. Harvey's only had 4 touches.
Jason Mooney, with the coaches down on the boundary line. Mooney turns 26 today. Cats leading goal kicker with 23, but at 51 goals in 97 games with Sydney as Geelong dig it out of the middle again. Burke in the road this time though, swings it back towards the wing, missed by Brown. Riccardi liking his game as he kicks towards half forward. Mensch had it knocked away by Elliott. Burke camped in front, has plenty of company, feeds it back to Young, falling to the ground. Got the hand pass away to Elliott. Elliott runs away from half back. Awkward looking kick up towards the wing. Graham backed himself. There was no margin for error there. He came up and took the tumbling mark.
Yeah, terrific stuff there by Graham. Everett's gone forward, Lowy's into the ruck. Everett's playing across centre half forward. No doubt Timmy Watson will look at that, knowing they need more mobility.
Elliott almost the mark, spilt it. Kilpatrick comes away. Chance to level the scores right here late in the term. Loose ball inside the square. Francis has it and decides discretion is the better part of valor. Takes it back across the line, but could have been taken high by Riccardi. No.
Yeah, good option there by Tony Francis, knowing that he had no one to go to. Went for the percentage option, conceded a point for the Cats.
Harvey finds Aussie Jones. Defensive 50. There's been some terrific smothering this first quarter. Mensch spots a loose player in the square. Great play. Mansfield's got it. The Cats are in front. Well, who would have believed that maybe 15 minutes ago, that Geelong would be in front as we get close to the end of this first term, because they were absolutely blitzed in the first 10 minutes, Mick.
They certainly were, KB. They certainly have rallied, and that's testament to the character of this group of guys. But lazy kick there by Aussie Jones. Andrew Thompson in the forefront of the screen was free. Good awareness there by Mooney to hit the ball into the path of Mensch, who in turn got the ball forward to Mansfield. But no doubt this Geelong team have certainly rallied, accepted the challenge that St Kilda threw at them. They kicked 4 unanswered goals in the first 5 or 6 minutes of play. Now it's the Geelong team who've bounced back. They've kicked 4 unanswered goals to be actually in front by a point just on quarter time.
Tim Watson concerned, and rightly so.
Maybe we are good judges, Dennis.
Bit early yet. Burke's over the ball. Is that holding it? I think so. Great sense of theatre by Hayden Kennedy, and Burke is down and hurt through all of that. Meantime, the Cats go forward.
He certainly is sore.
They've kicked it behind. Riccardi took the shot, but this is what happened to Burke.
Might have been Milburn's right knee that got into the left rib of Nathan Burke.
Well, I think it was a knee. There goes the ball inside the 50, and Hall takes the mark at the opposite end. Got to be quick at the moment. Plenty happening. Burke's okay, and that's good news. What a warrior.
He is tough.
Bustling Barry Hall.
This man is a big worry for the Cats.
Proving a big worry for every team he takes on. He'll kick from about 30. The side is down by 2 points. They're back in front by 4.
3 goals for Barry Hall in this opening quarter. I was speaking to Stan Alves just recently, Mick, and he was saying how quick he is, Barry Hall. And you can see that today. When he's on a long lead, he can really muster some speed.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long Gary Ayres persists with McGrath. He certainly is worrying him about his leg speed. But here's this contest in the middle of the ground where Hocking got the free kick for Burke holding the ball. A little bit harsh as far as I was concerned. But Burke to his feet, as we know, what a competitor he is. Very early searching issue.
Barry Hall's booted 13 goals in the last couple of games, and of course we're on into this first quarter of this big game down here at Shell Stadium. Some pushing and shoving by Sanderson, taken away that time by Bizzle. Drills the ball wide, looking for Snell, the youngster from Upway, just looking to really find his feet in AFL football. Here's Raleigh, some plenty of run from the half-back flank, centres the ball. It's a poor kick, been taken by Joe Mclaren. To the centre wing, Barry Hall again out in front of McGrath. This time didn't take the mark. The skill that time of Aussie Jones gets it across to Thompson. Mitchell's the target. Good defensive play by Scholl. The first goal kicked on him by Mitchell. He's coming back after a run in the reserves. He's playing his 100th game. Gets a pat on the head. Good defensive play.
Great play there by Scholl. He's such a better player when he really attacks the footy, takes the bit between the teeth and backs his judgment.
Saints by 4 points. Gary Ayres is down on the boundary line. Spider Everett doing the ruck work. Overrunning was Thompson. All tied up. That time Spider Everett by Milburn. But the siren sounds, and a bit of an altercation here after the siren. Spider's in there with Barnes. Gary Hocking settling things down. Fantastic opening quarter. 5-4-34 the Cats. St Kilda lead by 4 points, 6-2-38.
Well, we talked about the contrast between these two clubs coming in. Stark contrast in the opening term there. Alson Kilda in the opening minutes, and then Geelong knuckled down and really got on top. And the Saints having to dig deep to regain the lead close to quarter time. Gary Ayres talking to his troops. And I think he would have been delighted given the breeze. And Kilda got this start. They had the breeze, a real chance to build a big lead. But Geelong steadied like a good side. They haven't been a good side in recent weeks. But at quarter time, they trailed by just 4 points at 6-2 to 5-4. Okay, so the goal umpires have sorted that out with the scoreboard. 5-3 to 6-2. As we start the second term, Everett at close quarters gave it away to Thompson, smothered off the bit. A lot of that today. Hocking, a hand pass towards half forward. Riccardi got a hand on the ball, knocked it across towards Barnes. It goes back to Riccardi. Riccardi, his 10th possession. A wayward kick. He misses to the left-hand side.
And there's an example of one way you can hurt Robert Harvey. If you do get forward of the contest, make him accountable for you. Riccardi's certainly doing that job to the letter today. He's already had 10 possessions. Harvey at this stage is struggling to win the possession at will. He's only had 5 possessions at this stage of the game.
So the Cats coming back in that first quarter. Milburn appealing for the mark. It's been paid to Elliott. As long as supporters don't like it, Elliott pumps the ball back. Stewie Lowe between wing and half-back, covering a lot of territory. Pumps the ball back towards centre half forward. Mitchell giving away inches. Too small. Taken by Bizzle. Very strong overhead. The former Queenslander from Kendron Grange is very strong. One of the young guns. Inside the centre square. Free kick's been given away. McGrath was hoping they'd play advantage. It's going to come back to Riccardi. What a game he's playing. 11 possessions to Peter Riccardi. Playing on Harvey. It's the big matchup. Riccardi, a beautiful kick. Snell's the target. along with Milburn, taken away by Young. Just dribbles the ball around the corner, swept on by Arnott. Great raking hand pass to Barnes, 55 metres out. Long bomb, this is going to go through, he's got it!
What a terrific kick that was there by Johnny Barnes. I think you can just see the influence this win could have on this game. Riccardi, terrific kick to the lead of Milburn. Good roving there by Young, but he just didn't get enough weight on the ball to get the ball across the boundary line. Good hands there by Arnott back inside, but Barnes could have ran to the 50-metre arc, but knew that he could have got the distance, and there's the carry of the ball. It's gone 60 metres. Good conversion there by Barnes.
So suddenly Geelong with the breeze and the lead. Great kick by John Barnes. Play restarts. Everett has to wait for the ball. Barnes stops short of him though. Spills wide. Riccardi to his own advantage. Then left it behind. Mensch got it to Barnes. Dragged down from behind by Thompson. Elliott quickly away. Harvey's got it across the ground. Peckett runs onto it. So Peckett is up from left half back. St Kilda working into the breeze. Cloudy conditions at Shell Stadium. Chance of rain later in the day. Sanderson flew in front. Falls to Walton. Pulls it back to centre half forward. Hocking though defiantly and quickly gets it away. Clark, another one over the top, was taken high and rather crudely by Spider. Advantage is paid twice. Barnes to Riccardi. Riccardi from left half forward. Long kick down towards full forward. Trying to slap it away down there was Wakeland. Trying to get through was Young. Hand passes towards Harvey. Feeds it back to Elliott. Elliott despairing lunge from Mooney. Affected the kick. Well done. Missed out there by Barnes. Coming through a chance for the Saints then. It's grabbed out there by Mclaren, who kicks it wide towards the wing. And they're away. In fact, McLaren's got it now. He got it from Ryan. The ball comes to Everett meantime. There's a bit happening behind play as the ball comes in short. Scholl knocks it forward. Diving on top of it is Thompson. And we'll have a bounce.
And Dennis, that was terrific chase and pressure. Firstly by Mooney in his forward 50, just to give that deft touch to Elliott to cause a pressured kick for the St Kilda defender streaming out. But also David Clark on centre wing. Magnificent chase on Mclaren, nearly to create a turnover.
Cats by 2 points. Good tackle by Francis on Sanderson. 40 metres out from the Cats' goal. Let's go down to Aussie. Who's on the bench?
Tristan Lynch, Liam Pickering, Scott Bamford and Paul Lynch, who's got a very heavily strapped right calf, and we won't see him again today.
So 45 metres out from St Kilda's goal. Everett to do the ruck work. Mclaren has swooped on it. Barry Hall pushing and shoving with McGrath. Good hands taken that time by Graham. Forced to the ground. Bizzle does well to Hocking. Starting to pick up a lot of possessions to Scholl. Starting to find his feet in his 100th game. Poor kick being taken by Stewie Lowe. Smack bang in the centre of Shell Stadium. Wants to kick the ball wide. Ozzie Jones was out there as well. Over the top was Clark. Barnes doing the roving. Agile for a big man. That's a great kick out wide. Punched away that time by Harvey. Had two to beat. Taken by Ronnie Burns. But the free kick is going to Harvey. I think he's paid a throw.
He certainly did, KB, against Riccardi. Here's the good tackle there by Harvey. Just a left-handed throw. Good decision.
So the dual Brownlow medalist got crunched in that first quarter. Short to low. So two experienced players combined. Just trying to settle down the Saints side. Had a blistering start. Kicked the first 3 goals with the breeze. Then the Cats started to come back. Just trailed by 5 points at quarter time, but now Geelong leads by 2. Brown pumps the ball inside 50. Playing in front was Graham. Dropped the sitter. Taken away this time by Milburn to McGrath. Some run out of defence for the Cats. Runs his full 15 metres. Unloads a big bomb. Looking for Snell. He's got Young to beat. He's had a big game so far. Harvey across half back. 2 players are down. Snell's down, as well as the St Kilda player. We'll pick that up for you. Drilled it there is Francis, looking for Joe Mclaren. Upended by Milburn, so the kick will go downfield.
Snell's up, KB, but Thompson's still down in the hands of the trainers.
And we see here Snell and
Hudson.
Oh, sorry. Just clashing there. Elliott had it, he's caught. Kilpatrick to take the free kick. Some strong tackling at Cardinia Park. And a 50-metre penalty. So the rule goes around the oval.
Maxie Hudson's okay too, he's up and running.
Kilpatrick, who's really made his mark with the Cats as a midfielder. Won the McGarry medal in South Australia. And with Gary Hocking, Liam Pickering, who's been on the bench, to Mooney, off hands to Young, wins a lot of the ball across half-back. Ryan, the ex-Tiger, feeds the ball out to Burke. Also copped a heavy knock. Goes wide. Back to Hudson. Turn of foot. Kicks the ball out wide to Ozzie Jones. Some quick hands. This is better play now by the Saints, and a great smother. Walton has the ball smothered off the boot.
Young
by Bizzle. Gets the congratulations here. This is desperate play by Bizzle. This is the sort of stuff that Gary Ayres would be looking for, that has been missing over the last 4 weeks.
Inspiring footy there by Clint Bizzle. Boundary throw it on the outer side. Graham slaps it down. Milburn hurriedly onto the boot, gained about 15 metres. Up goes Clark, bounces off his chest. No mark was paid. Play on's the call. Brown gets the cross to Harvey. Harvey from half-back, wide of the target, intended for Mclaren. Rowley hit the ball, spins onto his feet, gets it across to Kilpatrick, draws a man, looping hand pass. Snell goes to the pocket. Hocking can run into an open goal. Likes the angle. And what's he done? I think he's missed. Well,
shouldn't have played on, Dennis.
Yeah, good call, KB. Man of his experience and knowing how important goals will be today, you must kick goals when you get the ball free like that in your forward 50. Ozzy, you got the Saints bench?
Yeah, Daniel Healy, Lenny Hayes, Matthew Carr and Jason Trionides.
Cats by 3 points. Golden opportunity. Going begging there. Clark. Fine mark. A contender for the Cadbury Mark of the Year right there. Launching himself behind. He's forward of the wing. Now, 3 Cats loose to the members' side. He spotted them, got the ball to them, but the umpire demanding the ball come back.
Just as I was talking, guys, young Mitchell came off and Jason Trionides is on now for the Saints.
Okay. David Clark. As KB said, a famous name, famous son. With the breeze behind him, a reasonably good kick could score from here. Sets it on its way. They contest a couple of metres out. Slammed across the line by Max Hudson. Behind, and the lead out to 4 points.
Dennis, one wonders how St Kilda are going to manufacture a goal into this breeze. In the first quarter, they kicked 5 goals outside the 40-metre range. And the other goal was inside the forward sort of 25-metre range. But certainly they'll have to run the ball into their forward part of the ground, KB.
Well, a bad kick out that time by Young. So the resultant free will go to Barnes, who's already kicked a great goal in this second quarter. A lead by 4 points, the Cats. He's just caught in 2 minds whether to have a ping at the goals or try and feed the ball off. He's got some cameramen in his way as well. Now the cameramen have to move.
Barnsley wants to change the angle.
Umpire Matthew James there, just reorganising the cameraman down here at Shell Stadium.
Left-hand goalpost, KB. Let the wind bring the ball back.
Johnny Barnes, the pride of Cobram, from outside the boundary line. It's a great kick off the boot. He's nailed it. Johnny Barnes has booted 2 goals for the Cats in this second term. And you can see the enthusiasm now with the Cats players running to each other. Plenty of encouragement, and that man on screen, Johnny Barnes, has lifted the spirits.
Certainly have, Kev, and that is a terrific shot on goal. Left-hand goal post, let the wind bring the ball back. You see the flags in the background, they certainly are blowing fairly strongly to right of screen. The end the Geelong team are kicking to, but Barnes has lifted his work rate.
Worth waiting for. John Barnes right on the boundary, getting that free kick at goal. And hurting the Saints as the bodies go in a collision down there. Trionides and Francis driven forward by Brown, but only as far as Scholl. Feeds it away to Graham. Graham's hand pass finds McGrath. Goes again. Clark. Defenders bearing down on him. He was upended. Taken by Thompson. Thompson goes wide to Elliott. Elliott, little chip pass down towards right half forward. Ozzie Jones can take it and go. Kicks inside the 50. The kick favours Everett. He couldn't complete the mark. Swooping on the crumb is low. He snaps. Good effort.
Hit the post.
Hit the post. Crushed it on the inside.
And there's just an example of just a little bit of inexperience, I suppose, from young David Clark to bring the ball back inside when you know you're about to be tackled, you're better off hitting the ball to boundary and hopefully have some sort of form of numbers pushed to where the ball is.
Geelong lead it by 9 points, and why not go for distance on the breeze? Straight down the middle. Great kick by Graham. Mensch giving a lead out of the forward half. Got it across to McGrath. Low down. The mark is held by Mooney. Mooney feeds it back towards the middle. Milburn needed a bounce. Could he get by Peckett? No. Burke arrives quickly. It's paddled out. Picked up by Hudson. Hudson hand passes out of defence. Trianides comes back to Peckett. Lunge from Hocking, missed him. Peckett runs up towards the wing. Clever kick. Walton selling Everett into trouble. Everett goes very wide. Mclaren close to the boundary line. Under pressure. Well done by Raleigh. Mclaren gained about 15 metres. Boundary throw-in. Chance for the Cats to get back in number and settle it down.
I'm surprised to see Mooney feed that ball off then, Mick. Well within kicking range with the breeze behind him.
Yeah, valid point, KB, but this game has certainly got everything. The Geelong pressure, especially their defensive pressure, has been a delight to watch, especially after the first 10 minutes of play.
Stewie Lowe juggles the ball 65 metres out around the corner. Barry Hall pushing and shoving, too strong for McGrath. Well, he's booted 3 goals. He's the key to St Kilda up forward. He's in fantastic form. Just pushed McGrath out of the way. And the man from Broadford, who's been in scintillating form over the last 3 or 4 weeks, is going through his 4th goal.
Yeah, just superior judgment on that occasion with the swirling ball coming through the air. Hall was certainly in the box seat to take a well-judged mark.
Well, he's kicked 19 goals for the season. Barry Hall directly in front. Kicks right through it. And he's kicked a goal.
Yeah, terrific game of football we're witnessing here at Shell Stadium. Barry Hall's had 6 kicks. He's taken 5 marks, but more importantly, kicked 4 goals straight. As we see the entry into their forward 50 by Stewie Lowe. Just got the ball forward. Didn't try to finesse, look for an overlap on the way through. Just basically got the ball forward to that man on screen who's competing extremely well and marking everything that comes through his area.
11 minutes till half-time, and the margin 3 points. Everett has played pretty well, had it smothered off the boot. Charging in with Sanderson. Tied up between Barnes and Francis. And the ball up alongside the centre circle. A lot to play for. Everett backhands it down. Barnes at the second attempt. Knocks it Geelong's way. It runs on towards half-forward. Mensch sweeps it across towards Burns. Barnes got into his back. Burke's in the road then. Sends it back through the centre square. Scholl missed it on the first attempt. Didn't get a second. Bizzle finds Graham inside the centre square. Kicks it out wide. Now Mensch is normally a pretty good kick. He's taken this one 60 metres out. Spots Barnes. Barnes controlled it brilliantly. Well, that's very casual. Bounces it across to Mansfield. 10 metres out. And the Cats get another one. Mansfield's got 2 and the margin back to 9 points.
Yeah, a little bit casual there by Johnny Barnes, but he had enough time to get the ball forward. But this is a terrific build-up. Bizzle could have went short to Milburn, but Milburn did the team thing to come and give the shepherd. So that released the space for Graham. He kicked accurately to Mensch, who had Barnes further afield. Harvey may have gone to the body of Barnes. Would have gave a free kick probably away anyway. Barnes very reactive. Seeing Mansfield in that forward 50. Gave him the ball and he kicked truly for goal.
John Barnes certainly does test the coach's heart. Mensch out of that centre square to the half-forward line. Mooney taps the ball on, taken away by Aussie Jones. Being pinched this time by Arnott. Unloads a big bomb, gets it both barrels, hits the post. Well, he's been a good pick-up, Simon Arnott. He's booted 9 goals for the year. He won the Gardner Medal back in '98, just the 4 games last year for the Swans. But he's played every game this year for the Cats. And this long bomb, unfortunately for Simon Arnott and the Cats, hit the post. Francis from the short kick out from Harvey. Back to the Brownlow medalist, to Burke, the skipper. His partner in front, feeds the ball off to Aussie Jones. Trying to find some form on centre wing. Lowe doing the shepherding, and there's big bad bustling Barry Hall. He's booted 4, raking hand pass to Lowe. Finds Ryan under pressure. He's caught. Great tackling by the Cats. They play advantage. Hocking pumps the ball back. Coming out in front was Riccardi. He's had a big first half, taken away by Burke. Goes short to Stewie Lowe. Playing a loose man also in defence. To Brown. Chip kick finds Thompson. Victorian representative goes short, puts him under a lot of pressure. That was Wakeland. McGrath has the ball, tied up by 3 St Kilda players. And they'll ball it up 45 metres out from the Saints' goal. 55 plays 45. The Cats by 10 points. They trailed by 5 points at quarter time.
There's certainly been some great tackling by the Geelong boys this quarter, but St Kilda players keep handballing to their teammates in trouble, so they need to be looking where they're handballing at this stage.
Cats lead it by 10 points. Lowe goes up, directs it back towards the middle. Bizzle taken, dragged down by Walton. Spills come across to Hocking, who kicks through centre half back. Burns was up, coming through is Young, left it behind. Riley slides in for the Cats. Spills across to Jones. He accelerates away, kicks. The margin is back to 3 points. Or was it 4? It's a goal.
Yeah, terrific play there by St Kilda. They certainly have relished this contest. No doubt both teams certainly match up well all over the ground against each other. Ozzie Jones, a player who's been in and out of form most of the year, certainly knows when to push through that forward 50-metre area. This is a great burst of speed. The ability to charge forward, his quick first 2 or 3 strides are certainly quick to get him free from the chaser, but more importantly, kick accurately.
It was great to see Ozzie Jones kick that goal. For the football purists, that's the sort of form he had when he won All-Australian a couple of years back. Nathan Burke inside the centre square. A team-lifting goal by Ozzie Jones. Standing his ground well is James Riley. One of the young guns for the Cats. Kicks a poor one, been marked by Thompson. Front edge of the centre square, feeds the ball off. Here's Harvey. Magnificent ball. The kick's a poor one, under pressure. Lands in the arms of Bizzle. So the Cats on the rebound to Riccardi. He's had a big first half, 13 possessions. He's playing on Harvey. Arnott wide, put up shot under a lot of pressure. It was caught by Walton. It's a poor handball.
Yeah, there's another example there, KB. Golden rule in football. You don't handball to a player that's going to be tackled. You handball to a player that can run on and kick the ball long.
So the free kick is going to Thompson, the initial tackler. Walton came in. Again, kick smothered off the boot, taken away by Francis. Goes very short and finds Joe Mclaren. 55 metres out on the burst. Joe Mclaren, this could bounce through. He's nailed it. It's gone to the wrong side and it's hit the post. Second poster for the Saints this quarter. Stewie Lowe also hit the post. Tony Brown on the interchange bench. It's such a good effort by Joe Mclaren, goes unrewarded.
Interesting also looking at St Kilda restructuring. They've pushed Harvey back to be the loose player across their half-back line. Riccardi will be running around by himself in the midfield for Geelong.
Clark gives it across to McGrath, goes short. Mensch tries to take a slips catch. Scott Elliott to beat, ties him up on the half-forward line. They pile on top. They'll ball it up. 55 plays 52. The Cats in front.
This is where it's very important for Riccardi to try to get free into usable spots. He can run the ball because he's a penetrating player with not only his leg speed but also with his ball delivery.
Kilpatrick dragged off it, spills across to Milburn, unloads from about 75 metres out, and the mark is claimed down there by Burns. Getting in behind Wakeland, taking it very low down.
Yeah, very good body mark. He actually felt the body of Nathan Burke, pushed to the front position, pushed on him, off him in the last second while the ball was in flight to find front position. Hence he took the chest mark low down at ground level.
Ronnie Burns going at his second then, rarely sighted. The longer it's gone, the better Burke has been. Burns, has he snuck it through? I think he has. And this really is a crucial time now. The margin back out to 9 points. They haven't been able to push beyond that, Geelong. They've got the breeze. St Kilda hanging on. Another couple of goals in the last 6 minutes of this term could break it wide open, provided the Cats can get them.
Yeah, certainly, Dennis. And very similar parallels between this game and also the Melbourne game earlier on in the year, where the Cats kicked 8 goals in the second quarter. They certainly have the chance to kick another couple with this wind ascendancy that they've got. 6 minutes of play remaining. St Kilda will certainly have to tie the game up and stabilise this situation.
Exciting contest, isn't it?
And Barnes came charging in. There's Harvey. He's had a big drill playing across the half-back line at the moment. Robert Harvey still winning a lot of the ball. Goes wide. Finds Walton. Coming to the side. Heatley couldn't take his place in the Saints side today. Half smothered off the boot. Arnott wobbles the ball back. They've played an advantage. A chance for Mensch. 35 metres out. He goes short. Sets it up. Mooney plays on. Gives it across to Hocking. Kicks a goal. Well, Geelong really a couple of times now. Big smile on the face of Gary Hocking. They've nearly given away goals. Luck's a fortune, but Hocking just with those quick, crisp hands was able to take it and kick a goal. Because look at Mooney here. We see Arnott here. Take us through this, Mick.
Yeah, certainly the build-up. Good work here by Scholl. Backward handball, right to the back of Mensch. This is a good way to kick to Mooney. I don't know about this handball. Under pressure, that's sensational ball handling there by Hocking, who converted.
Well, the paramedics are busy with their supporters, but Geelong got a goal. Doing it the hard way. Barnes is up, fisting it down towards half forward. It's shinned away by Harvey. Traianides got the hand pass to Young. Back it comes to Harvey. Harvey gets through the centre, kicks inside the 50. Riley, and this youngster's got very good hands. He judges the ball in flight well. That was a good mark. Awkward looking kick off the boot. Now Scholl has it, 67 to 52. Scholl from right half back, boots it up towards the wing. Lowe missed it, swooping on it. Snell hurriedly onto the boot. It goes inside the 50. Hudson gets back, put a hand to the ball, coming up to meet him Burns. Burke is waiting behind, gets it across to Wakelin. Now Wakelin releases Burke, little chip up towards half back, taken by Lowe.
Well, St Kilda certainly flood the back line. Dennis just got Barry Hall really only play within 75 metres of goal.
Everett marks the low kick. One thing the Saints have in spades, it's height and marking power. Over the top down there, a free kick is given away by Clark. Will go to Jones. 67 to 52. No doubting that one. Aussie Jones, left half forward, kicks inside the 50. McGrath behind him. Hall slapped away. May have been a teammate there in Thompson. Thompson's sock is off the ground only as far as McGrath. McGrath out of defence, boots it back towards half back, but it runs across the boundary line in front of Jason Mooney coming up from half forward. So 4 minutes till half time as Brown waits to come back on, and Geelong making their move now. This time between now and the half is crucial.
Cats by 15 points. Harvey's had 14 possessions. Riccardi's had 13. That's been a big matchup. Here's Hocking, the skipper, the inspiration for the Cats. The spirit of Geelong goes short. Hudson read it well. Chipped in front of John Barnes. Hudson goes wide. Stewie Lowe covering a lot of territory. Centre wing at Shell Stadium. Put Healy under a lot of pressure. That time from Bizzle. And they'll toss it back in.
And KB, knowing that Robert Harvey's starting to accumulate a lot of the ball across half-back for St Kilda. Kilpatrick's actually gone back to a half-forward flank to man him up. With 13 possessions to Harvey, 9 of those balls that he's received are by handball received. He's only got the ball himself on 4 occasions.
Tony Brown was off, but the whistle is gone. Was that train on time, Richard Osborne?
It certainly was, mate. And for Geelong, it's interesting to note Scott Bamford, Liam Pickering and Tristan Lynch haven't been on yet, so 3 fresh boys coming into half-time.
Hocking with that magnificent spearing left foot finds Mansfield, who's booted 2 goals. Former stockbroker has taken time off work. Full-time footballer in the reserves last match, kicks a high ball. It's going, it's going, it's gone!
Terrific start by Mansfield. I think we intimated in the preview that he might start interchange bench Dennis and push forward to be a pinch hitter. He certainly filled that void today to give them an extra dimension in their forward 50. He's a good leading player. Leave the bustling to Mooney. Also the marking power to Mensch. But Mansfield, who has kicked his 3rd goal for the season, he's only had 5 kicks. But enormous impact on this game. The goals are at a premium. And Geelong are certainly running away with this contest at this stage.
Well, the Saints are buckling on the ropes. At the moment, they need to hang on. Riccardi left it behind, slapped out of there by Ryan. Camped over the ball is Raleigh. Gets it back towards the middle, stealing it and coming through strongly was Ryan. Dragged down, though. Hocking applying the tackle, and we'll have a bounce still well inside the centre square. 2:50 remaining in the opening half as Elliott sits down, shaken. Everett and Barnes. 73 plays 52. Barnes over the top, had a good turn. Thompson sharks it. Hurried kick only as far as Scholl. Scholl having a good afternoon now after a sluggish start. Averaging just 13 possessions a game this season. That's well down from 19. A stellar year last year. Mansfield, two players back in the side, combining there. Scholl got it to Mansfield to Burns. Mooney's on, but I don't think Burns would be advised to go there.
Mansfield once again streaming up out of their forward 50 area to reach the ball across centre field. More importantly, wheeling onto his left side very quickly to pump the ball forward into the Geelong's forward 50.
The margin 21 points. Read that as 27 now.
And that's their 7th goal for the quarter. This Geelong team, once they get a run on, they certainly are hard to stop. There's Mansfield on the burst. Got well clear of his opponent in Carr. He's a player who has certainly lifted, but one other player who should be given mention in this second quarter is Gary Hocking. He's been picked up by Francis in centre field. He's already accumulated 9 possessions and 3 marks. Also pushed forward to kick 1 goal. He has certainly lifted his work rate after a terrific effort in the State of Origin game last Saturday.
Tim Watson. Good to think about at half-time. Johnny Barnes has been inspired in this second term. Hocking also. Thumped on also outside that centre square by Milburn. They're going in hard, flexing their muscles, blowing up some biceps at Shell Stadium. Here's Mansfield's boot at 3, unloads, gives it both barrels. Big pack of players. Mooney was there. Punched away by Watkins. Young was taken high.
And that occasion was poor play there by Mansfield. Not having a right side, Peter Riccardi was on this half-forward flank close to the commentary box. He was certainly yelling and demanding the ball, but Mansfield didn't see him and kicked to a contest.
Everett barking instructions, gives the ball across. Francis took it that time from Carr. It's all tied up. Free kick goes to Mensch. Lowe does well, got a hand of the ball. Ozzie Jones has pounced on it across the half-back. They've got the numbers. Max Hudson wants to feed the ball off under pressure. Gives it back to Ozzie. Goes short. He's looking for Trianides. Mensch. Caught by Trianides. A loose ball. Paddling the ball along is Healy. Tunnel balls it to Peckett. It was clean bowled. Taken by Kilpatrick with strength. Just tried to shake off his opponent. Finally the ball is forced over the line for a boundary throw-in. Plenty of applause there by Cat supporters.
And KB, you can see their commitment in the contest, Geelong. They have rallied this contest. Blokes like Kilpatrick and Milburn and Hocking, they're the players leading from the front.
Here's the tackles. 9-5, St Kilda's way. Ball up, half-forward flank. Good 75, 80 metres out from the Cats' goal. 79 plays 52. 27-point lead to the Cats. They trailed by 5 points at quarter time. Everett to do the ruck work. Some pushing and shoving, got his hand on the ball first. Francis goes to ground. They're speaking to Gary Hocking, remonstrating. Spider Everett.
Well, he made a beeline for Robert Harvey as the ball was in midair. And Harvey, much the worse for wear. The Jill Brownlow medalist really feeling the effects now. Half-time can't come soon enough for St Kilda. Troubles on every front. 27 points the margin. There's the siren. And Harvey gets the break to recuperate. Well,
plenty of feeling in this Geelong camp.
Bustling Barry Hall's charged in as well. This will be interesting to see what actually happens here. It's important more players keep control. But no doubt there's some Kilda players that feel the feeling here. All players gone to Hocking. No doubt they've channeled their energies into Robert Harvey, knowing how important he is to the overall St Kilda team. But this game has certainly got some emotion and some feeling, knowing that the Geelong team have been led off the ground by Hocking. He was the instigator in that contest. St Kilda have got the challenge before them. They'll have to regroup at half-time and come out in the third quarter, all guns blazing, and let their actions speak for their words.
So ugly scenes at half-time, not the first time today. After the siren, emotion spilled over again. Shirt front, the ball certainly not in the possession of Robert Harvey. He was taken very strongly by Gary Hocking. It's an issue this week. Geelong lead at 12-7 to 8-4.
But wiser heads will prevail. It's up to the umpires to decide that.
Bit cavalier with our heads. There's the bounce back in the middle. Milburn's over the ball, grabs it, started the second half. Hutchton juggles the mark. So a testing time for the Saints, needing to get back into this one. Hutchton, high kick out towards the wing. Not a particularly good one, but it's effective. Brown has got it now. Short to the middle and Burke. Just keeps on working. Nathan Burke. He's on the wing. The Saints have got the breeze. They need to do some scoring. Here's Stewie Lowe coming up on the lead to claim his 8th mark. His best this season, 19. Long kick well inside the forward line. A couple of players got very high. Elliott the highest. Riccardi gets it away to Clark. Run down by Ozzie Jones. Close to the boundary line. Moving rather gingerly was Robert Harvey, and eventually it's slapped across. Bissell goes early, and then Elliott comes over the top. He crashes hard. So boundary throw in right on the 50. Stewie Lowe, man mountain, up he goes, clean possession. Feeds it back over his shoulder. Healy has it from 52 metres out, sends it long down towards the pocket. Awkward one for Elliott, running back with the flat of the ball. And across the line it goes. Ozzie, what about the bench for the Cats?
Paul Lynch, Scott Bamford, Liam Pickering and Tristan Lynch.
Cats by 27 points.
And that bench hasn't seen much action, has it?
Graham got his hands on the ball. Thompson overrun the ball. Then Borks comes back to Francis. They share the ball around back to Thompson. Back towards the goal square. Playing in front is McGrath. Of Hall has booted 4 goals. Unloads a big bomb. Kicks it wide and far. Been marked by Peckett. 2 goals against the Breeze, the Saints. The Cats booted 5 against the Breeze. Big pack of players. Lowe got his hands on the ball. Scholl hit the pack hard. Caught. It's a loose ball. Graham has been handy today. Tumbles the ball forward. Coming out is Carr. Can't control it. Finally takes the ball over the line for a boundary throw in.
The Saints have restructured. They pushed Elliott into the full forward position. He's been picked up by Bissell at this stage. Young Carr's picking up Mansfield across half back for St Kilda. Hudgson's gone to Mensch, and Wakeland, of course, is playing on Mooney.
Stewie Lowe again, got his hands on the ball first. There's a chance for Thompson in the pocket. Check side kick. It's missed.
Always a pretty difficult kick, doing the banana on the run. But down to you, Ozzie, you got the Saints bench.
Hayes, Mitchell, Trinides and Walton.
Margin 26 points as Barry Stoneham looks on. Under suspension, of course. Brendan Sanderson to bring it back in. Little short one. Barnes, who was so effective in the second term. A couple of long goals. One, a beauty from the boundary. Riccardi, so busy. Coming up for his 14th possession. Is it right half back? Miscues completely. Trying to punch that ball into the breeze. And putting it out of bounds on the foot. Peckett to drive it back in there. Needs to be some urgency here from the Saints. Peckett favours Graham with a kick, and Graham did well shielding Lowe from the ball and taking the mark. Strong hands. Inside his defensive 50, clears the zone, high to the wing, it hangs in the air. Wakeland judged it best, got in front, took the mark. Always was that kick going to fall in short. Wakeland off a step, goes out wide and finds Tony Brown. So Brown hard against the boundary line. Hall up ahead. 79 plays 53. Centering kick low. Well, that's too easy. Lowe is marked about 35 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, and Stewie Lowe's certainly having an impact on this game. That's his 9th mark. 8 of them have been uncontested. But to get a ball 30 metres from goal directly in front with no defensive pressure, Certainly Gary Ayres wouldn't be happy with that part of the game.
I mentioned his season's high, 19 marks. That's incredible. Came against Melbourne in round 2. That game at Waverley when the Saints bounced back after a loss at the Gabba and demolished the Demons. Important kick, this one. Stewie Lowe leans back. Not a good or effective kicking style right there. Looked cumbersome. Missed to the left-hand side.
Well, Dennis, Stewie Lowe has worked on his kicking style over the last few years, but that did look like the Stewie from old.
Yes, the old Stewie.
Yeah, this is interesting here, Dennis. The Geelong team are actually bunching across the 50-metre arc. The free kick was for holding. Barry Hall was holding McGrath, hence the free kick has been given to the centre, the back of the centre square.
No holding McGrath then. He breaks away. Everett charges into Hocking. That was interesting. And now Hocking gets a free kick. Well, you'll need to explain that to me because Harvey didn't get one just before half-time.
Well, all we can say there is the umpire didn't see the incident.
No.
Whereas he did see this particular one where Hocking was caught a bit high. So Buddha from the front edge of the centre square. The Breeze will hold up the ball, playing in front. That's good defensive play. Has been marked by Carr. Ex-Collingwood Reserves player, also from East Fremantle, playing his first season of AFL football, playing his 7th game today. Taken away by Aussie Jones, tries to drill it towards Peckett, did well to keep the ball down, not good enough to keep the ball in play. 25-point lead to the Cats. They trailed by 5 points at quarter time. They did kick 5 goals against the Breeze in that first quarter. The Saints could just manage 2 in the second term. Kilpatrick pushed out Mclaren. Played well also in that first term. Booted a goal. Everett's the target. He's got it. Now, Everett playing for 50 metres here. I don't think he's going to get it.
If he wheeled in onto his left foot, he'd nearly get the distance from this point, wouldn't he, Kev?
Well, there's a strong breeze. He unloads. He gives it both barrels. It goes right to the line. Stewie Lowe off hands. Through for a behind.
Stewie touched it.
The ball does tend to gather momentum very close to the goal line. The breeze is very strong. We figure 3 to 4 goals. Barnes has it between half-back and the back pocket. Chips it over the top, looking for Ronnie Burns, who's kicked 3 goals in that first half, including 2 in the second quarter. Everett didn't quite go for the ball, leaves it for Sanderson. Pumps the ball back towards the half-forward line. Backing back was Hudson. Coming through was Waitland on the burst through the centre square. Unloads again to centre half-forward. Stewie Lowe's the target. Playing well was Graham. Took the front position. Barry Hall stands and delivers. Big Barry. But a free kick is coming back. I fancy he popped that through for goal number 5.
I'm sure he did.
But it's coming back to Graham. He'll take the free kick at centre half-back.
And the Cats are holding very nicely at the moment. The margin 24 points. The Saints peppering away as Graham drives it out towards the wing. Mooney came on a searching lead. Couldn't complete the mark. Spills down in front. This is Burns, aided by a good shepherd initially from Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick comes back into the fray. Gets it across to Raleigh. Dragged down as he kicked. Well done by Young in front of Snell. Will almost be 50.
Got to play in front when the ball's coming to the forward line. That strong breeze holds it up.
Absolutely. Hudson across the ground, getting very dark now too. Thick cloud rolling in. On the wing, Jones is dragged down. No free kick. Boundary throw in.
The interesting decision here by the umpire. Both players had eyes for the ball, but no doubt the left shoulder of the left arm was over the left shoulder of Aussie Jones.
I know, they didn't see that either. Barnes gets it behind. Hocking goes down on his knees, digs it out brilliantly. Arnott feeds it across to Clark. Clark punches this one into the breeze. It wanders down towards the pocket. Mooney stopped it. Sliding in like a base runner going to second was Young. The hand pass untidy. Arriving quickly, Riccardi gets away. A little chip across the goal face. 2 Cats and against the breeze. Mooney goes in and kicks a goal. He's got 2. So important, that one.
Yeah, it's a frustrating game, is football. No doubt Mark Young will be concerned about his decision-making here. He'd done all the hard work. He got back, got his body between the ball and his opponent, recovered quickly, but just handballed to a contest. rather than clearing the ball by foot and got some yardage with kicking the ball out of that area. Turnover created, hence the goal to Geelong.
First blood to the Cats in this third turn. Kicking against the breeze. A great confidence booster. Everett takes it out of the ruck, caught by Barnes. Loose ball. Francis paddles the ball long in front. Kilpatrick tries to worry him out of it. He's got 4 to beat Kilpatrick. He does it magnificently.
Oh, centimetre perfect.
Well, look at the Geelong supporters. And there's his teammates running to Kilpatrick. Tremendous passage of play. There was 4 St Kilda players involved in this passage of play, and Kilpatrick just kept forcing himself to the front of the ball. Free kick goes to St Kilda. Spider's got it. He's on the half-back flank. A lead by 30 points. Big Spider. He's taken 5 marks. He's had 14 possessions. Pumps the ball back. Barry Hall out in front. Got a shove out for mine. No free kick. Pounced on by Riccardi. Forces the ball wide. Sanderson with plenty of run in the legs. Again, kicks the ball long. Big pack of players. Ground level. Harvey tries to weave his way out of trouble. Got a crunch right on half-time by Hocking. Lowe's got it. Great hands. Just with body strength, just crashed through. And those big bucket hands, great purchase on the ball, and he's got it. Sanderson thought he was set, but Stewie Lowe, who's kicked 2 behinds, including a poster in the second quarter, an important kick for the Saints.
Yeah, certainly. What a terrific mark in the contest that was. Really got through the line of the ball. Eyes only for the contest and the ball in flight. Stewie Lowe certainly stood tall on that situation. And that's his 10th mark for the day.
Well, he averages 9 marks a game, so he's one better than his average. It was an anxious Tim Watson looking at this kick. Stewie Lowe, 45 metres out, bangs it through.
That's better.
Yeah, much needed goal from St Kilda's point of view to keep them in this contest. This stage is 24 points the difference. A good build up here there, running out of defence. Here's the evasive ability of Harvey. Never panics in the tackle. Gets his hands free so he can give the ball to a teammate who's on the overlap. That's what they've got to do. Get the ball quickly in a direct fashion towards Lowe and Hall. They're the 2 players that could get the Saints back in this game.
Just a classical mark by Stewie Lowe. A spiral so often takes off on the breeze. That last one did. He read it superbly. Burke got it from Everett. Kicks inside the 50. Up comes Elliott in the pocket. Feeds it back low again. Inspiring his teammates. Has kicked his second goal in the space of 45 seconds.
And I think another major importance is putting Nathan Burke into the midfield. He's very important in that part of the ground. Great tap work there by Everett. All St Kilda players acknowledging the fact that he did that, give the ball into the path of Burke. Good awareness there by Elliott, who come and meet the ball and gave the ball back into the path of Lowe also. That's a terrific snap from Stewie Lowe.
They drag it back to 18 points, the Saints. It was good play by Tim Elliott. Quick hands to Stewie Lowe. Barnes over the top. An inspired Barnes, taken away by Harvey. He's been caught.
It amazes me, that decision.
Didn't seem to have a lot of time to get rid of the ball. Hocking kicks the ball to space. The race is on. Arnott. Back to Hocking, who ran hard from the centre square. It was a look-away handball on hands and knees. Trying to take control was Rowley. Comes back. Healy.
Too high. Free
kick. It was a juggle. Free kick will come back. Mclaren pumps the ball back. Everett caught from behind, tries to take a one-hander. Peckett can feed the ball off, kicks it off the ground. It was clever play across to Brown, who spent some time on the bench. It's a wild kick out on the full.
That's an interesting one, isn't it, Dennis? Like, Harvey made the play on that last call, and I don't think the tackler was actually in control of the tackle. Harvey was still in control of the ball. It's an interesting decision.
No, I wouldn't argue. St Kilda doing better, as you'd expect, with the breeze. Gee, it's dark now, Shell Stadium. Very gloomy. Out of defence, Graham kicks it up towards half-back. McGrath got his hands full this afternoon with Barry Hall. Told to play on. McGrath needs to be precise. Missed Clark, waiting behind his young. Off to Carr. Carr does nicely. From inside the centre square, sends it long down towards full forward. Low almost. Crawls after it. Thompson! Open goal. The Saints making their move.
Yeah, terrific stuff there by the St Kilda team. There's Harvey obviously feeling that shoulder. There's no doubt about that. He is a man of great courage. Here's the build-up here by the St Kilda team. Good work there by Carr. Just backed his evasive ability to get back onto his dominant side. And that's where Stewie Lowe's at his most critical best. In front of the goal square, providing a marking target. If it doesn't mark it, it'll get to ground.
John Barnes gives the mad stare to Tim Elliott, comes charging in. Couldn't quite get his hands on the ball. Riccardi paddles the ball along outside the centre square. Inside 50, Mansfield stands his ground. Has the ball thumped away. Hutchton's there as well. The Cats can raffle it. Ronnie Burns around the corner. Oh, magnificent Ronnie Burns has drilled it.
They're the ones he loves, KP.
He's booted forward.
Wheeling onto that left side. There's no doubt about that. Every time you see Ronnie Burns run to this pocket on his left side, more often than not you'll back him in that situation. It just is his natural kicking instinct to hook the ball back across his body. He's got the crowd pumped up. He's kicked his fourth. He's certainly happy with his performance. Only had 6 kicks, but had kicked 4 goals, 1. Terrific performance from a crumbing forward.
Well, it was a grinding first half, but now the Stars are finding some space. And we're seeing some wonderful football. Francis over it, still loose in the centre. Thompson, who kicked the last goal for the Saints, but off the deck. This is Scholl arching the back, slipping a tackle, kicks it back through the centre square. Need to be in front. Mansfield was. He's booted 3 goals, swings it out wide into the path of Hocking. A collision course again coming up. Hocking threw himself at Harvey, but not before he got the hand pass away. Down goes Jones, slipped at just the wrong time. Clark got it to Riccardi. He's confronted. Goes back to Scholl. Scholl weaving to Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick runs inside the centre square. Poor kick. It wanders inside the 50. Play on was the call. Comes across to Peckett. He got it from Carr. Goes to Hutchton. Hutchton falling to the ground. Got it to Ryan. Crashing in was Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick falling to the ground. Got it to Mensch. Down he goes. Elliott grabbed him. And we'll have a ball up just inside the 50. Geelong 91, St Kilda 73. Saturday football on 7 from Shell Stadium.
Magnificent play by Kilpatrick to hold that ball up on the half-forward line. Milburn gives it across to Riccardi, spears it to Ronnie, the danger man. Short players on, he's looking for Hocking. Burke does well. Hocking, quick snap. Oh, missed.
And that's the downside, no doubt, of putting Nathan Burke back into the midfield. He sort of controlled Ronnie Burns for most of that first half. Damien Ryan's gone to Ronnie Burns because Burke's gone into the midfield. Terrific contest between Burke and Hocking will certainly witness over this last quarter and a half.
Well, he kicked a goal in the first quarter, Ronnie Burns, 2 in the second term and 1 in this third quarter. Danger man up there on the forward line. Mansfield's also booted through 3 and Johnny Barnes 2. So it's a long bomb. Out from goal, big fist away. Hutchton, happy to see the ball trickle over the boundary line.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Play 73.
Sorry, KP, that was interesting there by Aussie Jones. Just played on and basically kicked to the advantage of the Geelong team. St Kilda's Talls had certainly set himself up in the central part of the ground.
From that boundary throw in, looks like the blood rule. Jason Mooney has to come off. Is also on the boundary line, and Gavin Mitchell both warming up for St Kilda. You can see there the blood rule over the right eye for Jason Mooney. So we can see Healy off and Mitchell on, and Mclaren off and Trianides on. But who's coming on for the Cats? Tristan Lynch.
It's his first run for the day.
So the interchange working overtime.
Timing is bad for the Cats. Mooney's been very effective in the last 10 minutes or so.
Well, he's taken 5 marks. He adds a bit of strength on the forward line. He's booted 2 goals, including 1 against the Breeze in this third quarter. So he'll have to be stitched up. Here's Thompson and Mooney. That might have been where he copped it.
Right elbow, I think, coming back.
So the Saints under pressure. Mansfield feeds the ball off. Arnott. Inside 50. Snell. Lowe was back there also for the Saints, covering a lot of territory. Kilpatrick has been very good. Keeps the ball alive, then pushed over the line.
In terms of possession, Kilpatrick hasn't had a lot of the ball. He's had 13 possessions, but he just typifies the real strength within that midfield role. Bizzle and Sanderson smothered in the second quarter. Kilpatrick's effort, as KB spoke about in that forward 50 before. Mooney's tackling, they're just so important in one percentages in a tight contest like this is.
Francis to Mitchell, who's just come off the bench. He's got the free kick. We've got just over 8.5 minutes left in this third quarter.
Gavin Mitchell, former Docker, little chip pass down towards half forward. Trianides just on the ground. Had a pack while they were sitting on the bench. Trianides pulls it back. Up goes Everett, surrounded by Geelong defenders. Bounce back to him. Unfortunately, Elliott slipped over, so Everett couldn't give him a hand pass. High kick comes from Spider, and Bizzle goes back, takes the mark. Free kick is going to Scholl, though.
There against Barry Hall.
Wasting no time, finds Sanderson. Sanderson out of the back pocket, 2-on-1 situation here. Snell doesn't need the ground support. Takes the mark, falling to the ground. Plays on, back it comes to Scholl, who booted it out. He's in trouble. Hand passes up towards the wing. Francis, great desperation. Hocking matches it. Taken high by Elliott. Down he went. McGrath kicks the hand pass away. Advantage is waved on. No, stop that, umpire. Bring it back. Snell was going nowhere. He was corralled on the boundary. Now Hocking comes to McGrath. Confronted by Thompson. Gives it away. Brown didn't have it. Picked up by Elliott. Hand passes to Hall. He's already booted 4. Set sail for home. The kick not good though. Slides it across the face. Everett the juggled mark. It's spilled across the line, but the umpire has paid the mark.
I fancy he went for Peter Everett then, Dennis.
I think he did too.
I fancy he went for Everett. Let's have a look at this, whether it's over the line. No, he's got it.
That's a mark. So Everett in the worst possible position for a left footer. Not easy. The angle doesn't open up. Did he manufacture something? A made-for-television kick, perhaps? Well, not exactly.
Could you believe that passage of play on the centre wing here with Gary Hocking handballing after getting the free kick and the umpire bringing the ball back and then giving it across to McGrath?
Yeah, poor play.
Should have cost him a goal.
Handballing the ball to a player on his non-dominant side is just very low percentage. But even if Barry Hall tried to kick the ball to Peter Everett, I think that was the wrong thing to do also. He had freedom of space to run into. Should have surely kicked his 5th.
The whole thing was the comedy errors, Mick, and culminating with Spider Everett trying to kick the ball 70 metres with the banana.
Yeah, good point.
Sanderson to the edge of the centre square. High fly was Milburn. Burke had it. Good tackle by Mansfield. They went in hard there. Clark caught his opponent high. Here's a chance for Snell. The man from Upway has 2 bounces. Runs inside 50. Kicks a poor one. Taken by Thompson. Some rebound play. Finds Elliott. He's got a loose player out wide. He's looking for Trianides. They've set it up. The Saints through Hutchton. A casual bounce. Weighs up the options. Goes back towards the half-forward line. This is a poor option. And backing back was Graham. An easy mark. 6 marks today. Make that 7 for Graham. Barry Hall on the mark. He's booted 4 goals. Been the key to the St Kilda forward line. Short. Finds Bizzle. Back edge of the centre square. The Cats just sharing the ball around into the breeze. James Raleigh has been pretty impressive today. 7 marks and 12 possessions. Under pressure was Clark. Spider came over the top. Clark recovers. High ball inside 50. Snell in front. Got his hands on the ball. So did Elliott. Burke showed courage. Dived on top of it. They paddle the ball along. Kilpatrick's in there. Here's Ronnie Burns. A bit of magic from Ronnie. He's booted 4. Didn't have it. The roar goes around Shell Stadium.
Dropping the ball, I think.
He may have been pinged for dropping the ball. It's been paid to St Kilda.
There's a good chase and tackle there by Damien Ryan. No doubt he was rewarded the free kick.
Tony Brown from the back pocket. Let's have a look at this replay. Ronnie had it. Then, yeah, great decision there with Ryan, the tackler. Everett had it. They'll pay advantage. Aussie Jones looking for Harvey. He's got Riccardi to beat. Keeps the ball alive. Finally goes over the line for a boundary throw-in.
I think it's interesting also to note now that Stewie Lowe's gone to the ruck. Everett's pushing forward. I just think Lowe looks the most likely candidate to take a real contested mark. in their forward 50. I think it's important for him to stand tall, especially in this last 5 or so minutes while they've got that wind ascendancy.
Geelong are hanging on. They're doing well, despite all the attacking from the Saints. Clearing the zone towards the outer side, Sanderson, but only as far as Everett. He's trying his heart out, the big man. 92 to 73, sends it back inside the 50. Oh, well done by Riccardi. Is it a mark? I'm not sure it was. He took it off the fingertips of Elliott. He was intent initially on spoiling and somehow came up with it. You can't believe it all. It's out of bounds. It'll be tossed in. Riccardi simply trying to spoil there and somehow finished up with the footy. I think you've almost got to pay that. Still, play goes on after the boundary throw in. And rest assured, it's tough and uncompromising in there. Brown at the base of it. Ball up. Nail-biting stuff. Unless, of course, you're wearing gloves. Well, I suppose you could. 4.5 minutes to go. Ball up inside the 50 and another blood rule.
Doesn't look good.
He might have a jaw problem there, has he? He seemed to be a bit concerned about his jaw. You see him moving the mouth up and down there, John Barnes.
Tagging his teeth.
Where's the blood? That's coming from the mouth or just above the right bicep. Anyway, immediately, yeah.
And Bamford comes on.
Now off the ball, I think it's going against Spider. I think. He was there, so it's a case of giving Spider a bad name. Bizzle's got it, 92 to 73. This is pulsating stuff, this too.
Well, Hocking's at full forward and Bamford has come on, and Wakelin will have to pick him up because John Barnes has gone off. Mensch is the high flyer, beaten this time by Carr. He's on centre wing. He's playing his 7th game of AFL football. First season for the Saints in the seniors. Everett, long arms went up, got one hand to it. Brown's pounced on it. Quick hands, tries to keep the ball alive. Close to the boundary line. Out on the full. Bizzle, a transfer play to Sanderson. Ever alert. Back to McGrath. Some run now to Graham, who spots wide. Tristan Lynch spent most of the game on the interchange bench, looking for Mansfield. Into the breeze. It's very difficult if you're not playing in front. The ball just will not carry. And Carr good enough to get across in front, take it over. There's Jason Mooney, all stitched up, ready to come back into the action for this final quarter. That's coming up in about 3.5 minutes' time. Mooney's been such an important player. He's booted 2 goals, adds strength and vigour to that forward line. Stewie Lowe takes it out of the air. Wild hand pass. Arnott tries to tap the ball on. Trianides bustles the ball along in front, just keeps paddling, falls on top. That's holding the ball.
Yeah, good decision, Kev.
Milburn will take it, and a loose player wide again in Lynch. This will open up for the Cats. On the lead is Bamford. In front, just off the bench, he's got it.
These bench players are sticking together, aren't they?
Well, he's kicked 8 goals for the season. We go back to 96. He was 3rd in Fitzroy's best and fairest. Short spell in Brisbane. Picked up by the Cats. This is an important kick. Into the breeze. It's a tough shot.
Sure.
What a kick! Bamford has kicked a ripper.
Yeah, terrific shot on goal. His first kick for the day resulting in a goal. But terrific build-up there by the Geelong team. In this, the 3rd quarter, they've certainly generated a lot of their run from their back half. They've had 13 rebounds out of their defensive 50, whereas St Kilda have only had 6. I think it's evident that the fact that Young and Peck are 2 of their renowned rebounders haven't had a lot of the ball in this, the 3rd quarter. They certainly got to generate some run from somewhere.
Well, Geelong unfazed. Problems for Tim Watson. It seems anything his side throws at them, the Cats can weather. Up goes Everett on the way down, made contact. Mensch, meantime, to Milburn, smothered off the boot of Lynch. It comes across to Sanderson, tries to thread it back to Lynch. He couldn't control it. Peckett slides in, picks it up, pops it out wide. Brown has it. 98 to 73. The margin was 27 points at halftime. It's still 25. Given the Saints have had the breeze, and Bizzle did very well, lost his footing, approaching that mark, and still hung on. Says something about his concentration right there. Sanderson's got it now. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to three-quarter time. If you understand your footy, this term from the Cats is worthy of a rousing reception from their fans at three-quarter time. Perhaps not that hand pass. Clark had to wait. Arnott feeds it back. Sanderson has it now. Kicks it towards the outer side wing. They come from all directions, and Lynch has had an impact. Whoa!
Well, there were two blows thrown in.
Hutchton went to the body. Lynch went to the head. Meantime, around the other side, Riley, if you're scoring the fight at home, Geelong taking all the points at the moment. Goes in looking for Bamford. He missed it. Waiting behind is Wakeland. Slips it away. This is Ryan. Ryan off his step. Sends play back towards the outer side. Lynch is there. Juggled attempt at the mark. Burke comes lunging over the top. And they tie it up on the outer side wing. And we'll have a ball up.
And Dennis, just over the last 5 or 6 minutes of play, St Kilda have certainly played that outer wing far too often. They've had teammates free in the centre corridor. They've just gone too wide, mainly because it's the defensive pressure from Geelong, especially their forwards and their respective opponents. They certainly have to play the more direct route towards goal.
Kilpatrick, danger here for St Kilda. Loose ball, Thompson. They work their way out of trouble through Carr. Long raking handball. Too much carry for Francis. Plenty of time to run onto the ball. It opens up. Here's Walton. Came into the side to replace Heatley. Outside of 50. Low. He's got Graham to beat, who did very, very well. A one-on-one contest, an important contest. And Graham has forced the ball over the boundary line.
Yeah, that was a good kick there by Walton. I think Stewie Lowe just missed the body of Ben Graham on that occasion and take a sort of contested mark. But that's what I'm talking about. Get the ball back into the centre corridor. A lot of St Kilda players have been unopposed. They could have had a shot on goal with that result.
Saints trail by 25 points. Brown under pressure from Mensch. Thompson, 30 metres out.
Goal.
Kicks a goal. Very important goal for St Kilda, because we've just got 30 seconds left in this third term. And up until that point, it was 3 goals apiece with the Cats kicking into a strong breeze.
Yeah, and that's Thompson's second for the quarter. He certainly has been an important player. He's had 22 possessions, kicked 2 goals. He's had varying roles today. Started the game on Thompson, then of course he went to Milburn. The stage he was running with Hocking when he was in the midfield part of the ground. He's actually picking Gary Hocking up at this centre bounce. But important. Last 30 seconds of play.
If the Saints win it, that could be the biggest goal of the afternoon. Thompson's right there. They work it forward again from Francis. He got it from Thompson, but repelled by the Cats. Burke's got it inside the centre square. We're down to 15 seconds. Can they manufacture another one? Brown comes out to Walton. Walton 65 metres out. Thompson smothered brilliantly off the boot by Bizzle. Hasn't he had a turn? Falling to the ground. Got it to Mensch. Backhanded by Clark. Down it comes to Jones. Just a second to go. And the Cats hang on. Three-quarter time. And listen to this ovation. They do know their footy here at Shell Stadium. Some of the fans standing. They held their ground despite the best endeavours of the Saints. The Saints came out and threw everything at them. The Geelong were able to defy them. Now, can they go on the breeze? Or can the Saints find something extra? Three-quarter time, Saturday football from Shell Stadium here on 7. It's Geelong 15-8, St Kilda at 12-7. So the clock is running.
Hocking is lined up at full forward again, Dennis.
Yeah, and the lights around the ground shining very brightly. Barnes back into the fray immediately. Soccer's inside the 50. Can they get the dream start? Here's Hocking. Hocking throws it on the boot. Hangs in the air. Mooney gave a contest. That was enough. Down to Mensch. And Mensch from 25 metres out kicks a goal.
I think Jason Mooney typifies for any young players willing to be involved in a contest that you're never out of a contest. He just reached for that ball as we see the build-up here. Good stuff there by Barnes just to get the ball forward. Good contest here by Gary Hocking. Thought he was under pressure, quickly kicked the forward, but there it was. Mooney reached for the ball, got his body through the contest to keep the ball alive. That was the most important thing. The reason why Mensch had the shot on goal. That's terrific competitive work there by Jason Mooney.
And interesting to see Gary Hocking line up at full forward. He went there in the third term. I would have thought maybe in the centre of the action this last quarter, but he's figured in that first goal for the Cats. Thompson has gone to full back to pick him up. Traianides from the half-back line for St Kilda. They badly need a couple of quick goals. Stewie Lowe out in front has got it. Kicked 2 quick goals in that third term to really rally the Saints. Burke gets it back to Francis, goes short. It's a poor kick to Traianides. He should be able to trap it. Keeps the ball alive well. Gets across to Walton to the square. It's all the Cats. Backing back is McGrath. Takes an easy mark. Barry Hall is playing at full forward. He's booted 4. Cats share the ball around to John Barnes. He's been pretty good today. That's mark number 7. He's had 14 possessions. He's also booted 2 goals. Sanderson between the back pocket and half-back flank to Graham. The Cats in no hurry to give the ball away. Kicking with a strong breeze. Graham unloads, gets plenty of distance. Mensch was the high flyer from behind. Loose ball, Burke has to weave his way out of trouble. Gets the ball down. Strong play by Hutchton. The Saints force the ball through the centre square. Stewie Lowe wobbles the kick forward into the forward line. Running with the fly of the ball is Aussie Jones. And he's got a chance to kick his second goal.
Yeah, and Lux of fortune, Barry Hall presented himself with the short 15-metre kick on the lead. Stewie Lowe went to kick the ball forward. Aussie Jones was in the right spot at the right time. Jones had a pretty good game on centre wing. Wouldn't be surprised at all if he had
a goal in the second term. This to bring it back to 19 points. He's hit the post. That's the 3rd poster today for St Kilda. Aussie, who's on the bench for the Cats?
Lynch, Pickering, Arnott and David Clark.
Margin is 24 points. Graham unloads virtually to the centre. Offhands wide of the pack. A chance for Mansfield. Got a bad bounce. Applied a strong tackle and fought on again. He brought Carr down initially. Wakeland got it across to Harvey. Sliding was Ryan, only as far as Mooney. Jason Mooney on the outer side wing. The Cats have met every challenge this afternoon. Mooney towards half forward. Wakeland was up, fell in front, spread eagled the pack. Trying to crash through there was Kilpatrick. And there's going to be a St Kilda free. Hutchton holding his head. Wakeland came in nursing a sore left knee. Well, in fairness to Kilpatrick, he was chasing the footy in there and Hutchton simply emerged in front of him. Advantage is paid. And the kick comes along the grandstand wing from Young to Hall. Hall. High kick inside the 50, and why not? Lowe's the target, surrounded almost. Brown got it across to Walton. Walton to Mitchell. Mitchell in space. Wrong foots one opponent. Settles. This is close. I think it's okay. Mitchell's got a goal for the Saints.
Yeah, terrific work there by the St Kilda team. Barry Hall, who's presented himself well most of the day. We see him kick the ball high into Stewie Lowe, into the Stewie Lowe region. Nearly actually marked the ball. He had a fair purchase of it. There we see there, but the ball come to ground level. Walton, good awareness, good left-hand handball there to Mitchell. And he was always going to balk around Raleigh to kick for goal. Good shot.
The Saints won't go away. They drag it back to an 18-point ball game. 2 goals to Gavin Mitchell. Everett from the centre square. He's had a good game to Peckett. All tied up by Kilpatrick. Has been tough in the clinches. Mooney somehow try to get his boot to the ball. Hands and knees stuff. Burke shovels the ball out to Thompson. Half forward line. Here come the Saints. Mitchell again playing in front. Some magic stuff from Mitchell. Needing a kind bounce with Spider. Couldn't get it. Tied up was Bamford. Comes away. Pumps the ball out wide to the half forward line. The race is on. Hutchton out in front of Mensch. Wants the bounce. Backhanded by Mensch. They've got the numbers, the Saints. Hutchison just weaves his way out of trouble. Backs himself in. A player's down behind play. Pushed out was Barry Hall. Taken away by McGrath. Some rebound football. Mclaren is down, is it? Out wide, we'll check that. Taken by Snell. Rockets the ball to Scholl, the edge of the centre square. Unloads, gets it both barrels. Mitch Off hands, couldn't take it. Carr does well. Feigns the handball. Comes away from the half-back flank. Tries to set it up. Goes short again. Hutchinson takes a slips catch. It was a good mark. Mooney shakes his head. It was Mclaren who was down out wide. Trianides comes through the centre square to the half-forward line. Mitchell pushing and shoving. Barry Hall caught from behind. They want a crummer. Riley's got the ball. Crunched by Barry Hall. Crunched by McGrath. They'll ball it up.
Oh, there was a head in there. It's going to be a free kick, and rightly so. Walton's getting it. That was reckless by the last bad in. Perhaps the second last one in. In any case, Walton drives it down towards low. It's knocked away. Down in front was Mitchell. He went down his second time as he tried to get to his feet. Graham got it to Scholl. Getting through there somehow was Kilpatrick. High kick back towards the wing. Barnes came across on the angle against Trianides. Slapped down by Snell. Jones quickly to Trianides. Across it comes to Young. The Saints aren't done with yet. Draws a man. Goes to Harvey. Somehow got through Robert Harvey and kicks a goal for the Saints.
There's no doubt about it, Dennis. We have a game. This St Kilda team have certainly got that winning mentality. They've won their last 4 games leading into this contest. We know Geelong have lost their last 4. It's amazing when you have got that losing run. You quite often become a huge burden on your shoulders. This is a great build-up there by St Kilda. Young, great change of pace there by Harvey. That's the quality player that we know he is.
Back to 12 points. Tim Watson looks on. Robert Harvey take a bow. He's taken some heavy knocks today, but still was able to put the foot on the accelerator to kick that goal. Peckett crunched that time by Mansfield. Caught one in the back.
KB and the St Kilda team are really trying to run and use the ball by hand. They've had 18 handballs at this stage of the last quarter, and Geelong have only had 4. Obviously, Timmy Watson told his players, you've got to run the ball into the wind by using it short and also using it by hand to encourage the runners for the overlap.
Sound tactics. Hutchinson wide. Was looking for Stewie Lowe. Graham with strength. Here's Harvey. Just keeps on getting the ball. Wants to take him on. The dual Brownlow medalist. Pumps the ball long. Barnes slaps the ball back over the line. It's a free kick. Goes to Johnny Barnes. This is a dangerous kick. Finds Riley. A good transfer of play in the end. Short to Snell. Playing in front of Young.
I just think Snell's been asked to play a sacrificial game today. Whenever the ball's been in his area, he's ran to the other side of the ground to get Young out of that part of the ground. Very smart play by Snell in his positioning.
Bizzle looking for Mooney. Strong hands thumped away by Wakeland. Kept alive by Banford. Lynch, some fancy footwork on the boundary line. Steps over. Boundary throw in. 104 plays, 92.
Liam Pickering's about to come on for his first run for the Cats, and for a guy that's had a lot of leg injuries, let's just hope he's warming up.
Milburn comes off, and Liam Pickering comes onto the field. Veteran now of 120 games, best and fairest last year. Some pushing and shoving. 97, he was the best and fairest. So he's a good player to come back on. Here's Mclaren through the centre square. Big bad, bustling, bruising, bouncing. Barry Hall's got it inside the centre square. Mclaren has got it. All of a sudden, St Kilda with plenty of run in their legs. They look very dangerous now, Mick. Mclaren right on 50, unloads into the breeze. A great kick. A mark to Walton. Has he kicked a goal? He's got it.
What a game of footy. This has certainly got everything, but I think it's very important now for Gary Hocking to go back into that midfield and try to stem this tide. But there's the build-up. As we've seen all day, Barry Hall has led McGrath to the ball, especially on the lead. McLaren's been a pretty good player, started the game well. It's interesting, in this last quarter, it's inside 50s, 8 St Kilda to Geelong 2.
Well, shades of that game we saw against Melbourne, Mick. Gary Ayres contemplating. Barnes goes up. That's been his strategy, just to thump it down. Thompson falling to the ground, got the hand pass to Ryan, who slipped over. It was a Mclaren. Ryan's in there too. And the ball up. Tristan Lynch.
And Dennis, knowing that Tristan Lynch and Liam Pickle and also Banford haven't had a lot of ground time, it does take them a couple of probably minutes or so to get into the tempo of the game. This is a high-pressure contest. they might get found wanting late in the game.
Pickering throws it onto the boot. It wanders down towards full forward. Snell storming after it. Unkind bounce. Pickett knocks it across the line.
Gee, Andrew Thompson's been good for St Kilda
Hasn't
too.
he?
Won a lot of the ball. He's booted a couple of goals as well.
The official attendance today, 22,906. Pretty impressive, those figures from the Saints into the breeze. You get the feeling the Cats on occasions have been too cute going with the breeze. Well done by Bizzle. Smothered off the boot though. Comes back towards Burns. Slaps it across to Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick shoots. He's missed. So the margin is out to 7 points now. 105 to 98.
You could just see the congestion around that stoppage in their forward 50. In that second quarter, when they kicked 7 goals, more often than not, there was a lot of freedom to run into, space to run into for their players at ground level. They certainly have to suck away from the contest so their runners with speed, example Burns and Clark and so, can run into that free space.
It's been a long time since I've seen so many smothers in a game. Over the top was Graham. Burke caught, good enough to get the handball away, squeezed up on the boundary line. Low tries to feed the ball out, finds Harvey, the champ, rockets the ball to Trianides. The Saints never say die spirit. Trianides, 3 bounces, runs inside 50, sets it up to Brown. Wonderful vision, unselfish play, and this to bring the Saints within a point.
And that is a magnificent kick on his non-dominant side, Trianides. When he was running flat out, that's a terrific skill to wake the ball across his body into the path of Brown. Brown's battled hard for most of the day. He's worked extremely hard. He's been an in-under-pack player. He's had 17 possessions, taken 9 marks. But of his 10 kicks, this is his most important one.
Yet to kick a goal. He has kicked 6 goals for the season. Tony Brown directly in front. They're down by 7 points. He drills it. They're within a point.
Yeah, once again, you go back to centre wing, where Stewie Lowe is about to be tackled, but I've said for a long period of time, a skill in the modern game is to get your hands free in the tackle. If he had his hands pinned beside his body, the ball would have been transferred from one end of the ground to the other by a free kick from the umpire. But Lowe had his hands free. He was able to get the ball free into the path of Harvey, who in turn gave a left-handed handball to Trianides, who in turn found Brown, and he kicked truly.
What a comeback by the Saints. Bearing in mind, of course, the Cats put in the first goal in this term to stretch their lead out to 25 points. And against all odds, the Saints now storming through the centre is Burke. Down he goes. Pickering reaches over the top. A point the difference, the Cats in front.
All of a sudden, all the hard balls have been won by St Kilda. They're hitting the ball hard, they're running, they've got legs, they're hunting in numbers. The Cats all of a sudden have lost the momentum. They've got 4 goals kicked against them this quarter, kicking against the breeze. The Saints have got 4-1 to Geelong. And that was that opening goal in the first 30 seconds of the quarter. I just wonder whether they thought it was over.
It will have done. Thompson, who's been wonderful. Drop kick, an endangered species. Did well, got it down towards centre half forward. Riley's in trouble, slung. Got it away towards Barnes. Barnes feeds it back to Shoal. Cool heads need to prevail here, and speed. Bamford's got speed. Away comes a second bounce. Daring Trianides to catch him. Kicks it down towards half forward, but the kick was too high. Intended for Kilpatrick, just knocked away by Carr. Boundary throw in. Very gloomy at Shell Stadium. If you're looking on at home, the picture probably better than the real situation here, no doubt about that. Very, very dark. Low. Young was taken high, or is it held to him? The umpire decides the latter, and a bounce right on the attacking 50 here for Geelong.
There's a mismatch in the Geelong forward line. Oh, they've just changed around. It was Mclaren on Barnes, who's pushed forward. Now he's called Hutchkin back to pick him up.
Low slaps this one across the boundary line. Another throw-in coming up. The runner working overtime. I made the comparison with the game against Melbourne a few weeks back on this ground. Geelong had what seemed to be an unassailable lead. Melbourne fought back to lead in the final term, but Geelong got up to win. Will history repeat itself this afternoon? So far, the Saints yet to grab the lead. Ryan and Pickett combine. Pickett goes across the line, and a boundary throw-in. Get the feeling Geelong have to get a goal here.
It's just so important, Dennis, in this situation. They get a lot of their players away from the contest. First of all, wall it in for the rebound ball out of defence. But more importantly, the guys like McCarty, Kilpatrick, Bamford, Hocking, those types of players have got to have some space to run into.
Minch came over the top. There's Thompson. He's played a mighty game. Peckett, plenty of run legs. Try and hit. He's caught high. No free kick. Peckett squeezed up on the line. Thought he was over.
So did I.
Aussie Jones with pace. Beaten by Scholl. Wild kick off the side of the boot. This will go close to the line. Kept alive. Bounces over. Throw in. 105 plays 104. The Cats by a point. There's Snell on the interchange bench along with Milburn. Paul Lynch went off very early in that first quarter. They've been one man short for most of the day, the Cats. But they led by 25 points just inside the start of this final term. Here's Riccardi. He's been good all day to the square. Pushing and shoving was Barnes. The ball bounces through for a behind. Long supporters look on. St Kilda supporters have come alive. Gary Ayres. Is this game slipping away? One that looked to be in their keeping. Stewie Lowe has got it. That's mark number 12. He's been averaging 9 a season. He's excelled himself today. Trianides. Mooney should be too tall, does well. Scholl gives the ball back to Clark, has to get around Big Spider. Good tackle. Scholl feigns the hand pass, comes away. 85 metres out. Danger here for St Kilda. Big pack of players and a great mark to Wakeland. Over the top. That could be the Cadbury mark of the year. Wakeland transfers the ball wide and finds Burke.
Burke off his step, in short to Walton. Geelong lead by 2 points. They're kicking with the breeze, but the spirit is with the Saints. Hudson is peeled off half back, up towards the wing. Great chase from Burns, affected the kick. It goes out towards the wing and Harvey. Harvey feeds it over the top. This is McLaren. McLaren down towards the attacking 50. Sprawling, taking the mark low down is Mitchell. Right on the 50. Too far out to score. Gavin Mitchell, wide-eyed, pulls it back to the middle and Peckett. Now Peckett almost in range here. He's kicking into the breeze. This will be a tester, but obviously thinks he can do it.
They've just certainly controlled this last quarter, the St Kilda team. It's been 62 possessions to 33, almost double. They've really worked hard. They've ran the ball 33 handballs to 10. Is testimony to that fact.
The goal here and the Saints will lead against all odds by 4 points. Hangs in the air. An indication of the breeze. And Everett backed himself to be in front. Position A. The ball will fall in short. You learn that from, I guess, under 10s football. Not always the easiest spot to be because they come from behind and they clatter and they crash. But Everett stood tall. And now for the Saints to take the lead. Oh, Spider, what have you done? The goal umpire decides it's a behind. Spider, Spider, Spider. He's missed from 20 metres out, but you've got to love it.
Dennis, that was almost reminiscent of that banana who's tried to kick. He's just tried to kick that too hard.
Yeah, good point, Aussie. All he had to do was guide the ball into that wind, make sure he gets it close to his foot. He is a tall man. Certainly should have kicked that.
Oh.
Nearly makes a monumental mistake. Gets away from Brown. Unlodges a big bomb. Sitting back was Mensch. Couldn't take it. Loose ball. Mensch was desperate. Young over the top. That's too high for mine. No free kick.
They need miners' helmets out there, don't they?
Well, the wonders of television shows that it's quite bright down here at Shell Stadium. But here at the ground, it is very, very dark. And this should have been a free kick here. Can't just climb on top of a bloke's back and put him in headlock.
The light's almost dangerous, isn't it?
Well, I'm just wondering about those practice lights that are on, whether or not they'll be more of a hindrance. There's a chance for Mensch. Pinch the ball. Gives the ball across. They keep coming for the Cats. Thompson, what a game he's played. Comes out of defence. Belts the ball wide. Aussie Jones playing in front. They've done it well in this last quarter, the Saints. The ball will drop short. They've been in front. They deserve whatever they get. Here's Barry Hall in front again. Great hands to Walton. Everett stands his ground. He's got it.
This has been a terrific comeback by this St Kilda team.
Well, he's just missed a sit-up to get him within a point. So can now Big Spider kick a goal. He's kicked one for the match. This to put St Kilda in front by 5 points. 30 seconds into this last quarter, they trailed by 25 against the Breeze.
What's the betting here, KB?
Well, you'd like to think this man who's arguably the best ruckman in Australia can kick a goal directly in front from 25 metres out. Spider, the pressure's on. The roar goes round Cardinia Park. He has drilled it. Look at Timmy Watson.
Yeah, 5 unanswered goals by the St Kilda team into a 3 or 4 goal Breeze. Has been an exceptional effort by this group of players. They've certainly had a specific team plan from three-quarter time onwards. Example, hallmark, quick handball. That's what they've done all this last quarter. They've encouraged the runners from the back half, really run to space, get the ball in front of the goal square and let their tools do the rest.
What a comeback. St Kilda by 5 points. Still plenty of time. Over 6 minutes to go. Maybe they've taken the lead too early. Surely Geelong will find something now. Their pride has been pricked. Burke gets it over the top to Thompson. Probably the best on ground. Thompson inside the 50. Oh! Was that a push? Well, it certainly looked like one. But still, they're allowed to do that week in, week out. Barry Hall's got the ball about 55 metres out. 45-degree angle. He's going at his 5th. All previous 4 came in the opening half.
Well, he's got to be the most improved player surely in the game. He kicked 3 against West Coast, 5 against Essendon, 4 against Port Adelaide. He's kicked 4 today. That's 16 in the last 4 games.
Well done. A goal here will make it terribly hard for the Cats. Reaching over the top, Barnes takes a defensive mark beside the behind post. Cats fans breathe again. Look at their watches. Barnes goes in short and Bamford saved the day. That was a terrific mark. Bamford out of defence. Bear in mind, Geelong have got the Breeze, but the Saints doing all the attacking now. Hocking, who's up on the ball, he's been there for a while, but having no impact. They virtually took him out of the game by their own hand, put him at full forward, and now he's struggling to get back in the match. Ball up between the lines, centre wing and half forward. Listen to that noise. Tumult trying to crash his way through as Brown goes again. Down he goes. Crashed into Lynch. Picking it up is Walton. He's been handy. Taking a couple of revolutions. Scholl takes it across the line. And we'll have a throw in.
And Dennis, with Hocking going back onto the ball, they've pushed Riccardi forward in a one-on-one role against Matthew Young. Hence, Michael Mansfield has pushed to a half-back position, picking up Robert Harvey, who's been resting across half-forward.
Harvey just weaves his way out of trouble with some magic, as only Robert Harvey can do. The Brownlow medalist taking him on at Cardinia Park. Gets the ball across to Brown. 45 metres out. Back to Mclaren. Unloads off target. Through for a behind. Wonderful play by Robert Harvey. Mesmerised him centre field. Set it up. The handball just didn't quite reach Tony Brown to give it off. All it needed here was Harvey to just get the handball spot on. He did all the hard work. It was magnificent play. This handball just didn't quite reach Tony Brown. Here's Big Spider marking in the centre square. What a game he's played. This is a great performance by St Kilda. They looked gone at the start of this last quarter. This is a fantastic effort. Kicking against a 3 or 4 goal Breeze. They've hit the front. Wakeland slowing things down. Just under 4 minutes left.
Can't afford to be too cute here. If they can get another goal, that'll finish it.
Taking his time. The umpire says you better kick it. So he kicks it as far as he can into the Breeze. Walton stands his ground. And again, the player prepared to play in front against the Breeze has got the mark.
I think more to the point too, KB, you can't afford to lose your body. Lose the body of your opponent in that part of the ground. We've seen Everett take an uncontested mark because Barnes didn't feel the body. On that occasion, Bamford lost the body of Walton. It's just so important, one, to play in front, but also to touch your opponent in that forward part of the ground when the ball's coming through.
45 metres out. Stands and delivers and bangs it through.
Absolutely shell-shocked are the Geelong supporters here at Shell Stadium. I think
two goals for that man who's coming to the side to replace Jason Heatley.
Yeah, Walton has been good since he's come onto the ground. In this final quarter, he's had 7 possessions. He's taken 1 mark, but also kicking. He has kicked 2 goals. But there's an example of not competing in your part of the ground. You have to really get your body involved in the contest.
Could be one of St Kilda's finest ever victories. They need to guard against thinking they've got it won, though. Perhaps a draw is the best thing the Cats can hope for. Pickering, 2 quick goals they need. Mensch marks. He's at centre-half forward. Mensch back quickly, going for distance. Well, it wanders off towards the pocket. Very gloomy down there, off hands. Burns dragged off it, falling over Wakeland. Comes to Burke, and Burke's away. Great defensive poise again. Heads for the boundary line and bounces it out just outside the attacking 50 for Geelong. Well, this crowd is stunned. At 3/4 time, they were sitting back on good terms with themselves. They got the opening goal of the last quarter. It seemed 4 points in the bank, but St Kilda had other ideas. Everett, another great smother by Burke on Pickering. And Burke follows up and dives on top of the footy.
Dennis and KB, you both spoke about the importance of the smother today. I don't think I've watched a game of footy where there's been so much desperate acts by individuals out there in a game of footy.
Everett superbly done. Directed it down to Burke, and Burke lines it up and puts it straight across the boundary line on the bounce.
Nathan Burke on screen, the skipper, now starting to bark instructions. This has been a magnificent performance. 6 goals to 1 to St Kilda in this final quarter, kicking against the breeze. And Geelong's last goal, well, it came right at the start of the last quarter. That put them 25 points up, kicking with the breeze. Whether it was like that game against Hawthorn when they felt they had it won, when they got 16 points in front and relaxed, but from that point on, St Kilda have been simply magnificent. Time clock ticking away, just over a minute and a half left. They need a couple of goals, the Cats, to salvage a draw. Riccardi wants a free kick.
He's got it.
And he's got it.
Riccardi should take the kick, not Hocking, because Riccardi will certainly get the distance. I don't think Hocking would kick the trip. I'd nearly back Riccardi from this situation.
It is so dark here at Shell Stadium. It's a mighty kick. The distance is there, not the accuracy. That was an important kick.
Never really settled, did he?
Would have got him within 1 straight kick. They're 11 points down. And there's a Geelong supporter, maybe just realising this game, along with the coach there on screen, has gone.
Those looks saying it all.
So Saints bring the ball back.
Oh,
It's a poor kick. Well,
still time.
if Kilpatrick can kick a goal, there'll be still over a minute left in this game. Kilpatrick from right on 50 settles. Again, a wasted opportunity and a shake of the head.
Well, it stops the clock if nothing else. Can't believe it. They've lost their last 4. I doubt any of them would be more bitter than this if they are to lose. The margin is 10 points. We have a minute and 9 seconds remaining, and Wakeland takes what could be the saving mark. The clock will continue to run, and Wakeland certainly in no hurry. What a wonderful comeback by St Kilda. Wakeland from half-back, 50 seconds remaining, kicks it high. Graham, a fist on low, dancing around in there, and doing it well was Harvey to Mclaren, close to the boundary line. McGrath pushes it across and will have a throw-in. And the clock is down now to 38 seconds. Well, they will wonder and shake their heads in the dressing rooms after this one, probably in both camps. Stirring victory by the Saints. Hocking falling to the ground, low likewise, got a kick off. It bounces down towards half forward, coming through, charging through is Mitchell. Can they finish in style? Not quite. Bamford gets the hand pass away. This is Barnes. Barnes comes out wide, taken by Riley to Sanderson, upended as he kicks. The ball hangs in the air a long time. Big pack at the drop. Hutchton does well, gets it to Harvey, and they've weathered the storm. St Kilda about to register a magnificent 4 points. Low, kicks on the siren, and they don't come much sweeter than that. What a win.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, Dennis. All St Kilda players joyous in their efforts, and that's what brings together good teams when they face adversity. For 2 quarters, Geelong certainly controlled the game, that being the second and third quarter, even though St Kilda were in control. But down to you, Wazzy.
Well, Ben, fantastic win for the boys and great game yourself.
Yeah, we went in at half-time with... we were battling a bit, but we thought we'd come out after half-time and just give it everything and show it off in the end.
What did Tim say to the boys at half-time? Obviously it worked.
Oh, he was pretty calm and collected, just get back to the basics, and just in the last quarter he just told us to take risks and everything, but it all paid off, so...
Thanks, mate. Great win. Enjoy it.
Thanks.
Ben Malkin talking there with Aussie. So finally, it was St Kilda by 10 points, 18-10 to 16-12.